It's Monday. You're listening to the Klein and Alley Show. It's Pantyhose Greg right here. I'm wearing a pair of the sheer-to-waist, shiny tan Sugarloaf pantyhose, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, honey.
Sometimes I need a good reason to get out of bed. Got sleep in my eyes, clouds in my head. I need a shot of something. To go. Yes, I do. So I turn on the Klein and Alley Show.
Come on.
Give me some Klein and Alley Show.
Hey, vamos que estamos bacana.
Give me some Klein and Alley Show. Get your motor running with the Klein and Alley Show.
Ow!
I said, get your motor running with the Klein and Alley Show.
Don't die, open them to eyes.
Klein Alley Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Oh, yeah. Good morning. Welcome to the week. Monday here at KROQ, just after 6 a.m. We are Klein Alley Show. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming back for more. Recovering from a busy weekend. Either you were hunting for eggs or you were at Coachella. Perhaps watching the Lakers, or Jake was over at the Rose Bowl with some AC/DC. Hope you had your rock pants on all weekend. Ali was handing them out. Coachella Valley.
Only got a few left.
I know we're going to listen to the audio later and check out some video, but overall, were people excited to be wearing diapers in the desert, or was it a big fail?
I would say overall it was a large fail.
All right. Good. We're in our sweet spot.
Very large. Those things are huge.
They were massive.
Yeah, I did see some of the reactions of people just even looking at those diapers. And just like, some of the, I don't know if they were gently used or ones that you just placed strategically by the recycling containers, but people's face was pure disgust.
I wasn't sure if those ones were ones that I had gifted that were used and discarded, or if
Just discarded.
I had gotten drunk and left them somewhere.
It's possible.
So there was a lot of questionable looks. But there were a few people that said, hey, I hate waiting in line for the bathroom. The porta potties suck here. This is exactly what I need. Thank you so much.
Hey,
and that's what we did it for.
That was the plan. Coachella, the festival, has not officially released a statement yet, but when they do, I'm sure they'll tell us to never do that again.
When I saw them all over the remnants of the polo field, I thought, are we doing good now?
No.
We're just creating a lot more work for the
We say all the
security
time, solving problems by creating new ones, and I think we definitely did more of a creating a new problem than solving a problem.
Yeah, it was also just very cumbersome to walk around with that many diapers for that many hours.
Well, anyway, good morning, Omar. There he is, DJ Omar Khan. He's the real Omar, not the fake one. The fake one's not here today, unfortunately. I love fake Omar, but maybe we can find him by the end of the show. Because I'm sure he'd have a lot of fun things to say.
I'm sure we can manage to find him. He's reachable.
He'd be very positive. That's real DJ Omar Khan. You got Jake the Nerd back there. We should point out that Vanessa is taking her spring break week now, and she's on a cruise. So she's on the high seas right now.
I know. She was nervous leaving because she was like, my friend is like a partier, and I don't know if I could party for a full week. So we told her to do as many voice memos as she could while she was drunk.
Yeah, she'll be updating us on her trip with cruise news throughout the week. But it's interesting because, Omar's theory is that she's a child and that we've hired a child to work for us and produce the show. She was going over all of the things that they have on the cruise ship that she was excited about. And she goes, I heard her say this out loud. She goes, ooh, a teen club.
A teen club?
And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, oh, this should be fun. And I go, Vanessa, this is like a club for teens to go to.
You know what that means.
Right, like it's just teenagers. It's like something that kids can do when they feel like they're going out while their parents are like, at the casino.
Aren't cruises places that a lot of teenagers go to actually drink alcohol?
Yeah, of course, because you can get away with stuff on there. It's international waters.
What a great opportunity for Vanessa.
And that's why she went there. She can finally drink alcohol. She's going to have a lot of conversation with volleyballs. And then she goes, so I said, the teen club's not really for you. She goes, okay, well, I'll check it out. And I was like,
right after the balloon animals.
Yeah, you don't have to check it out. But
I also don't think we need to not have Vanessa here while she's not here.
Oh, yeah, she can be very here. Omar can make her here. We now have the AI technology.
I like it. Thank you, lady.
Yeah,
There
you're
we
welcome.
go.
There she is. She's back. And just like that.
Start drinking, you.
How was that teen club, Vanessa?
A Mexican cutie.
All right, beautiful. That's a teen club, all right. This is KROQ. Good morning. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. The bribery today is pretty sweet because the Kings are doing some playoff hockey tonight, and we have an extra pair of tickets to get you into the game at Crypto.
Okay, volleyball.
Wrong sport, Vanessa, but I like the enthusiasm. I wish I had the clip of her yelling, okay, football, or go football. I don't have that one either.
I don't know where that's at.
I think she deleted a bunch of clips where she didn't like the way she sounded. But we'll get you to...
Why did she keep all these ones?
I don't know. These ones, she thought she sounded great. We'll get you into a Kings playoff game tonight at against the Edmonton Oilers. Perhaps you need a new set of plans for tonight. Maybe you've got something really lame cooked up, something you don't want to do, something you have to do. You need a good excuse to get out of it. Nothing better than saying, you won't believe it, I want last-minute tickets on the radio to a playoff hockey game.
When you say yes to last-minute Monday night plans, it sort of just feels like a continuation of your weekend.
It's the greatest.
It's like, it doesn't have to end now. Let's just keep going with it.
You know, in the infomercials when they go, but wait, there's more. Like, this is the but wait, there's more. And just when you were ready to go and go, well, the weekend is officially over. And I think there was a lot going on this weekend. It seemed like everyone was doing something. Even as I was doing something, I was looking at other people going, man, they're doing better stuff.
I know. And then even when Coachella was happening, people were like, I was talking to people all over and they were like, well, I'm leaving to go to this other event, but then I'm coming back to Coachella. Like, it was crazy because people didn't want to get FOMO. You wanted to go to everything.
Here's all the stuff we have for you today. In addition to the playoff Kings game happening tonight, we will get you into... I think next weekend's the greatest weekend in L.A. because it's Pizza City Fest back at L.A. Live. All the 40 of the greatest pizza places in all of Southern California, same place, same time. And that'll be happening next weekend, and we'll get you in there as well for the unlimited pizza, the drinking, the desserts. And then on top of that, Allie, this is maybe the greatest thing we have for you. Tickets to go to Dodger Stadium for My Chem. My Chemical Romance, Dodger Stadium. You'll win those tickets all day long on K-Rock, 9, noon, 3, and 6.
In the pit, by the way.
Is that true? Let me see here.
That's what the promo said.
In the pit. Holy
Whoa,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah. That is so much better.
Thanks for letting us know.
And but wait, there's more.
What else?
In the
Tell
pit.
us, Omar. What else do we have?
You got that. Here's what you will not win from us today. You will not win a Klein Alley Show shirt because apparently we don't have them.
Guys, can you tell your parent company, Odyssey, to get their heads out of the sand? I've been wanting a Klein Alley Show shirt, and there's on Odyssey's website, there's just a picture of Johnny wearing a K-Rock shirt.
This guy likes the show so much, he's attempting to find the shirt that has our show on it so he can support the show. And that's cool. We appreciate that.
And it says, shop the store now, and then you click on it, and it says this website doesn't exist.
Yep. That's the Odyssey way.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
That's on the Odyssey website or the K-Rock website?
The guy's digging around. He's trying to find it. He gets. I know what he's probably talking about because you find some old link to something that doesn't exist anymore, and all the closest he could find to his very own Klein Alley Show shirt is a picture of Johnny wearing a K-Rock shirt, followed by a broken link. And
it was probably when they opened the K-Rock shop and they had Johnny doing all of the modeling.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Muggs and I did a photo shoot in a janky, office somewhere.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah, they didn't sell out of shirts, so they shut it down.
Guys, I've got my own shirt press. I'm one more beer away from just starting a whole line of bootleg Klein Alley prints tonight.
What's
stopping you?
He stopped drinking after this.
Yeah, he sobered up.
If you sobered up, you realize that's a terrible idea.
Everyone has a bottom.
While you're drunk, definitely that's what you should be doing. I don't care.
I knew I had to quit.
When I started talking about making Klein Alley Show shirts, I knew it was my rock bottom.
He stands up in the AA meeting. Why are you here? Well, I made stupid shirts for a radio show that I thought was funny, and then I realized life doesn't get much worse.
So, yeah, I don't know if that's going to get me in trouble, but, you guys need to, release some merch or just take down that blue balls of a website. All right, bye.
Now, make your shirts. Please, everyone, feel free. You have complete legal... the company, they won't come after you. Their lawyers are too tied up.
No, they actually... they'll see some of the stuff that we bring in from listeners, and they go, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we made that? You go, no, you guys didn't make that.
Somebody else made this, but we would like to make more. And they're like, get out of here.
Nice one.
Oh, you're somebody. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's so funny. They get all excited. They go, hey, that's really cool stuff I saw you guys had. When did we make that? Oh, you guys didn't do it. A listener made that, decided that. Oh, okay, cool. Well, they have the right to use the logo? Yeah, whatever. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Anyway, thank you. If you have a T-shirt press, start printing away. All bootleg merch. That's all we got around here.
And if you don't have a T-shirt, we have a few diapers.
Got some diapers left.
Next best thing.
Get you a diaper. Tell that guy to call. Get him a diaper. Quick break. We're back in a second with $100 of Allie's cash if you'd like in on that. She was busy all weekend at Coachella. She probably doesn't know what's been going on in the world.
No. I know a lot happened.
Big celebrity death took place in the last 24 hours. Some people claim it was intentionally right around Easter. We'll find out. Allie knows the news in moments. If you'd like to play, call us now, 800-520-1067. We come back with your $100 and a custom theme song that will really put Allie in a foul mood after this.
My Chemical Romance finally announced what they have been teasing.
The band are believed to be heading out on a headlining tour.
It is a 2025 tour for the Black Parade.
The Black Parade is also the name of our alter ego on this record. This was a really difficult record to make.
It became the defining album of their career, and for some, the defining album of an entire movement, an entire period of musical history.
Nothing poignant to say, just holy.
It's the KROQ Pit Parade. Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance. Listen to 9 and 3 and 6 to see them on their long-lived The Black Parade North American Tour, July 26th or 27th at Dodger Stadium. Night 1 sold out. Night 2 on sale now, courtesy of Live Nation.
Hey, this is Gerard, and this is Frank from My Chemical Romance. Win tickets all this week.
Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance and KROQ.
Yeah!
At University.
That is a bad idea, guys. I'm telling you that right now. Good morning. It's KROQ. It's Klein Alley Show. I got the whole family in here today because it's spring break. My wife's out of town. And
babysitters don't exist.
Babysitters fell through, so here we are
They've
now.
all quit.
They've all quit. Most of them have quit. So I got my dog in here. I got the kids in here now. And hasn't this been...
Johnny and Vanessa are subbing as dog sitters and kids.
I think technically my kids are babysitting Johnny, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they've never even heard the intro, the great intro Omar put together about how my kids hate me. Girls, you having fun today at the radio station?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is Johnny, do you think you're smarter than Johnny or no?
I'm way smarter than Johnny, 100%.
Yeah.
Google Plugs.
I don't know what that means.
We're doing shout-outs? All right, shout-out!
All right.
Johnny is dumb.
Okay,
Johnny is a dumb head.
All right, let's
I'm a stupid man.
All right, great. Thank you.
You made another stupid man?
Yeah.
Girls, we don't need to talk about all of the... I know you've said some mean things about the people that work at
I think Johnny's going to go to HR after this.
And Vanessa's
Vanessa's a what? I want to know.
I don't want to know.
I want to know. That would be nice. Vanessa's a penis head.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys.
Olivia, I printed your
She said penis head. Penis head.
Guys, calm down. There's a song. Omar, do you have the intro? Omar made
I have it here.
Girls,
I have
listen.
it standing by, yeah.
Omar made this song for you. I want you to hear this. And you can confirm or deny for once and for all that this is not true. Listen to this. Okay, go ahead.
Klein's kids hate him.
Shut up.
Klein's kids hate him.
Give me that.
Klein's kids hate him because he's a bad dad.
It's not okay.
I'll kiss you, bro.
Klein's kids hate him.
That boy.
Klein's kids hate him.
Yeah.
Klein's kids hate him because he's a bad dad.
What?
I want this on your radio. I do not want to do the same on your radio. You are crazy, Dad.
All right.
Girls, what do you think of your intro?
Do you like the song that you guys are a part of?
I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it.
All right, good. Thank you. But you love me, right? You love me?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I do not.
Okay, hold on a second.
Now you're trying to get. Now she's just trying to be sensational.
So, Klein, your dad has been taking care of you guys a little bit more lately because your mom's been out of town. And how does your daddy do when it's just the three of you?
He's a mean head.
No, come on. See, now, can you be an answer?
Good.
Thank you, Sienna, for telling the truth.
You hear that, CPS?
No one, CPS, don't listen to this.
Sometimes he's good.
Stop it.
What is the best thing that your dad has... What
Thank
is the
you.
best thing your dad has done for you during your spring break?
I don't know. Nothing.
Okay, great. It's like they're trying to get a reaction.
Hey, what do you think your dad does for a living?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, we're doing it right now.
He probably goes poop a lot.
That is hilarious.
Does cold plunge.
Yes, he does do cold plunges.
He does Pilates.
Okay.
Wow.
That's Pilates?
You do Pilates?
Hey, girls, what did you guys...
Can we stop doing this?
What did you guys think when Daddy came home and his tips were dyed bleached?
When
blonde?
my hair was blonde. What did you say?
He was stupid.
Thank you. Great. All right. Super.
As opposed to now, and he's still stupid.
All right. And now that my hair is back to normal color, am I still stupid or no?
No.
Hey, did you girls know that your daddy has 2 buttholes?
Okay. Allie?
He does.
Yeah.
Allie?
That's why he's pooping so much. Yeah.
Guys, very inappropriate.
Would your dad be cool if he got a piercing?
I want to have a serious conversation with you about something.
Wait.
No, you wait. I want to have a serious conversation with you now. Excuse me.
What? Do you know what joke they're about to tell?
I don't, but I don't want to hear it. Listen to me, right now.
How many?
It's going to be...
What is she about to say?
It's going to be inappropriate. Sienna, Olivia, be careful. You will lose your play date later.
Oh, don't take away her play date.
Listen
Stop.
to me. Listen.
How many nipples does he have?
See? It's not funny. Great.
Does she know about the nipple?
No, she doesn't. Jake, no. Listen to me, girls. I want to tell you something quickly. Olivia, Sienna, both of you. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You've been playing a lot of Roblox lately. I don't know if you heard yesterday. There's a big story that happened where a kid was playing Roblox and then got abducted by a kidnapper. And we talked about what happens if you try to get kidnapped. And what is your plan?
What happens if you try to get
if someone tries to kidnap you?
I'll just say no, you're a stupid head.
All right, good. And what is your plan, Sienna, if someone tries to kidnap?
Because it's so easy. You can just say whatever you want to them or just run away on Roblox. I would punch them in the penis.
Okay.
That actually is a great answer.
Yes.
And call Spencer.
Okay, goodbye. All right.
And call Spencer.
Who's Spencer?
I don't know.
Is that the real dad?
Probably. Thank you, girls.
Make it.
I'm not allowed to eat anything because I got to go get a procedure after the show. They got to do a endoscopy, colonoscopy, whole thing. So as a result, I've been starving. Little Allie is, oh, you're such a bitch. She brought in a plate of bacon. I can't eat. Oh my God, it smells so good.
I switch up my breakfast routine.
Oh, that smells so good. She just came in with a platter of bacon. Oh my God, that looks.
It's okay, Klein. I got you a water.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Vanessa just showed up with more food. You guys are such...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, Del Taco.
You guys are all assholes. I know what you're doing.
Come in, Vanessa,
You're just trying to keep rubbing it in my face that I can't eat today. So I've never seen more food.
Oh, my God.
It's like a whole box of tacos, a Fiesta pack.
No.
Thanks, guys. Great.
Hold on, let me see what's in here.
So nice to go into a group of friends the day before you've got
Fiesta Fest.
I have not eaten. I'm so starving.
Oh, man, they smell so good.
All right, thank you. Great.
Woo.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Really
I'm
appreciate
distracted. I'm hungry.
Boy, a bunch of free tacos show up to the station. Everyone just rushes out of the studio. Allie's not even in here. It's unbelievable. I don't know if that's because she's a lesbian or she's hungry, but she... man, look at all that food. People say...
Tacos and bacon, baby.
Tacos and bacon. What a way to... It sounds like the perfect day if I could eat any of it. Thanks a lot, guys.
No kidding.
I do feel a little bad.
And I see pizza just arrived from Prince Street, which, as you know, is one of my favorites.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the
Klein.
God, that looks so good.
Look at this. If you're looking on the live stream, this is major food porn right now. And I'm not even a huge pizza fan, and this looks incredible.
This morning, like 50 pounds.
This morning at 6:30, I have not eaten. I'm so hungry, ravenously hungry.
I think you're so weak that you wouldn't even be able to hold this.
I probably couldn't. They brought in a plate of bacon just to make the whole studio smell of bacon, which is a real dick move, by the way.
And it's a smell that lingers for a long period. Pizza smell lingers.
Then they replaced that smell by bringing in just bags and bags of tacos from Del Taco, and now they've
tacos, burritos, and chili cheese
fries.
Look
at those pepperonis, man!
They've got the scoopy.
The box even says happiness. It's so funny.
So this is actually a new pizza too, and you probably know about this, but they did a collab. This is Prince Street Pizza. They just collabed with Hot Girls Eating Pizza.
I know.
And they launched the Hot Girl Pie. Listen to this.
I know, it's only on Sunday.
Diavolo sauce, pepperoni, fresh mozzarella, jalapenos, hot honey, pecorino romano.
Yeah, great.
And
looks great.
It will be available at all locations starting Sunday. And they've all.
Chili Peppers. We are Klein Alley Show. This is KROQ. Chance for you to get $100 richer right now with Allie's money. If you've been paying any attention to the news, I'm looking at her. As that whole song is playing, she is scouring the internet, looking for stories as she's putting together the first round of ADD news, which we'll get later this hour and every single hour thereafter on the show. But does she actually know what's going on? And can she answer these questions under fire?
She wore rock pants so she could take a poo at Coachella. Let's find out if Allie knows the news. Vanessa's a penis head. Honk, honk, honk.
Beautiful. What a lovely, lovely song and a beautiful tribute, I'm sure.
Honking really makes no sense after that, but that's all right.
If you want to leave a theme song because you're inspired while driving around or super high and or drunk, the GOAT line is always there for you, 844-956-GOAT. Let's see if Fernando in Inglewood has been paying any attention to what's been going on in the world. Fernando, you're up on the hot seat for $100 cash money. You ready to go?
I'm all ready.
All right. Allie's going to leave the KROQ studios.
All right.
She's going to sequester herself. We don't know if she's wearing rock pants right now or if she's back to regular adult underwear. We'll find out later. But your round of Allie Knows the News starts right now. Hit it.
Allie Knows the News.
All right. Sad news we all woke up to this morning. The Pope has officially died. How old was our Pope before he passed away?
He was 88 years old.
Go to question number 2. Vandals are trying to track down some vandals that were hacking down dozens of what in downtown Los Angeles? What were they taking down? Dozens taken down by vandals. What was it?
The street signs?
Street signs. Go to question number 3. Next year, Disneyland's Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will be getting a makeover to what? What are they changing it to?
The Avengers.
Question number 4. This Twilight star got married yesterday. Congratulations.
That would be Sabrina Carpenter.
And finally, there's a marathon taking place in what major U.S. city today?
New York City.
All right. Let's bring Allie in. We'll score it together, see how you did. Lots of stuff happening in the world. Of course, Kings have a playoff game later on this evening at Crypto. And we will get you there. If you want to win those tickets, just keep listening. We'll get you into the playoff hockey game later on this morning. All right, Allie, here we go. Question number 1. The Pope has passed away.
Yeah.
Sad news to wake up to. How old was the Pope?
He was 88.
88 is the correct answer. He got that as well. So 1-1 after 1. We go to question number 2. Vandals, on the hunt for some vandals that took down dozens of what in downtown Los Angeles?
Trees.
All right, he said street signs, but the correct answer is they were chopping down trees.
Just hacking them.
Hacking down
for
trees.
no reason.
So Allie goes up 1, 2-1. What's that, Jake?
Then it must have been Omar.
Omar does hate the trees.
The environment.
Hates the environment.
I do have a chainsaw.
He does have chainsaw. He wants to get full money out of his chainsaw.
There you go.
Allie's up by 1. Go to question number 3 now. Allie is winning 2-1. Next year, Disneyland's Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will be getting a makeover.
Oh, yeah.
What are they going to be doing next?
They're going to Mandalorian theme the ride, I believe.
All right. He said Avengers, but the correct answer is Mandalorian. We got a Mandalorian theme. What was Smuggler's Run? Allie goes up by 2 now with 2 questions left. Come on, Fernando. We're rooting for you. Question number 4. Let's go with this. Twilight Star got married yesterday. Which Twilight Star got married yesterday?
I don't know. Kristen Stewart?
He said Sabrina Carpenter. Which was
She was not in that movie.
Bad guess for so many reasons. The correct answer is Kristen Stewart.
Oh, she did. Okay.
So now it comes down to this, even though it doesn't really matter at all. This major city is having a marathon today. Which major U.S. city is hosting a marathon today?
Boston?
That is the correct answer. He said New York. Allie smoked your ass.
Whoa.
Fresh off a Coachella brain. Fernando, what must you shamefully admit over the airways of KROQ? Go ahead.
This is Fernando, and Allie knows the news.
Facts. She does know the news. You'll have another chance tomorrow morning around this time. But don't feel too bad, Fernando, because you did not win $100 of Allie's money. You're still very much eligible to win everything else we have for you today, like pit passes to go to Dodger Stadium for MyChem, or Pizza Fest tickets, or even better, Kings playoff tickets tonight, all coming up this morning. there's so much stuff to get excited about, especially now with Lakers playoff basketball, Kings playoffs, Dodgers are playing. Even though LA teams did not do great over the weekend, I think they all lost, but it can all turn around today with the Kings, and we'll get you into that game later, especially if you have terrible plans or zero plans at all for tonight. We will extend your weekend by sending you to some Kings playoff hockey later this morning. But for every once in a while, people do feel the need to complain, and it's the general consensus, Allie, is that we need to do more better.
You guys need to do more better.
Now, that woman left a message. I forget what that was even about, but she basically said that in general, we need to do more better, and there's lots of things we could do to be better. But one of them involves having more talent, and we can't do that. But
well,
as far as
we can, but
I don't think at some point we've maxed out on the talent we were born with.
I think, we have reached the capabilities that we have with talent.
There are multiple complaints that are waiting for different things that have happened on the show. And one of them starts with this.
Klein and Allie, you guys are fucking assholes.
Oh.
And it is early in the morning to hear all of the things we're doing wrong.
Especially it cancels out all of our morning affirmations.
That's we had morning affirmations.
That was my affirmation.
Yeah,
that we're assholes.
That's our morning affirmation. So we've got a guy that starts with that, and then there's different people complaining about different things. But why don't we start with this guy that apparently we set up for failure with some bad intel about 420 and Easter?
Hey, what's up, guys? Sweet Dibbits. Apparently, 420 and Easter don't line up every 7 years, and I was just informed that by a room full of bunny heads. So thanks for the info, guys. Love it.
We say things on the show, and then some people go, that's interesting. I can't wait to deliver that to someone else. And then they say it, and they get called out as being completely wrong. I believe Allie did claim on Friday that 420 and Easter only...
I'm just relaying what I heard on the news. That's what they said on the news.
They say every 7 years.
If I'm wrong, then they're wrong.
But if it goes over a leap year, then it won't happen.
Right.
Okay,
thanks,
are
Jay.
we really going to get this technical about everything?
Well, apparently this guy, he was all excited
That's
to bring...
what they said on the news.
I don't know if he was excited to bring that news to a room full of potheads or a room full of people that were, children looking for eggs, but regardless, he got shut down real quick.
I think you just relayed it to a room full of correcting a-holes.
Well,
they're like, we're on a leap year, it might not. It's a bunch of Jakes you're talking to.
You got to get new friends,
yes,
dude.
Yes, just get new friends.
All right, so there's our first do more better, and you're not wrong. We should do more better. Here's your next one, Allie.
Klein and Allie, you guys are fucking assholes. Because I got stuck in my head, and it will not stop. Is mana-mana-mana-mana. Thanks a lot, guys.
So we cannot help it if the things we do on the show, good, bad, or otherwise, get stuck in your head.
I know.
Apologies.
Come on. I saw Missy Elliott over the weekend and had the privilege of having very good viewing for that. And when Work It played, that's all I could think about was your rendition of it.
Yeah,
and I was like, God, this version really sucks.
I have ruined that song for many people. And I get it. And that happens sometimes.
I would love it if she had just gone,
that's what I hear her say. In my head, that's what she's already doing. I'm not trying to rewrite the song.
She never says, come on.
She does say it. She says it in the song.
I heard it. She didn't say it.
And this complaint is basically how you are single-handedly torpedoing our economy. And if you're upset about anything that has to do with where we're at now with...
Oh, this is about my returns, I bet.
Inflation or, any tariffs, any of the stuff to be upset about financially, Allie is to blame, according to this call in the category, the segment of Do More Better.
Yo, what's up, Klein Alley? This is 650 Vince. This message is for River Rat Alley. I'm just listening to the podcast, getting caught up, and your practice of returning is what hurts our economy, just like how pollution hurts our environment.
She does that too. Just want to point that out.
I don't.
She also does
that.
It's
like the products that you purchase were consumed in the manner you originally intended, to Klein's point. But, if you were wanting to return the items, then you should rent the items. I don't know where you're going to find gear, where personal items where you'd be able to rent, those type of things. But, this hurts the economy. Anyways, love you guys. Bye.
You know what? I would argue the complete opposite for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm giving the return people jobs. All right, so many things get returned, and there are people who need to process those returns.
You're saying you're creating jobs for those people that take and process returns?
Do you know the process of returns? It takes a lot of people and a lot of manpower to make the return economy happen.
Yep.
And secondly, if there are people who can't afford a new item and they want a gently used item at a discounted price, a lot of those things end up on secondhand sites or sometimes on Amazon, again, for like here's the used price. And if you can't afford the new item, I am gifting you a slightly used version that's just as good.
Well, based on that defense of your action, I think this guy's right.
Klein and Allie, you guys are fucking assholes.
Now I stand by that guy's statement.
Well, if you need some used neoprene gloves, I got you.
Allie,
You guys need to do more better.
That's been a round of you guys need to do more better. Thank you for the constructive criticism. We better apply all of that to our lives and this show. That's the problem, is we're too brutally honest around here. We should probably...
Brutally being the key word.
Yeah, too much. Anyway, we got some Linkin Park for you now on KROQ, and then we start gifting you all sorts of fun stuff. It's going to be a great morning. Thank you for starting your week with us. It's Klein Alley Show on KROQ. Hopefully you enjoyed your 420. If you're a true pothead, you won't even be celebrating until today, maybe even tomorrow, by the time you realize it was 420. Jake was out and about talking to people that were leaving the weed shops yesterday, loading up to celebrate 420. We got a very special 420 edition of the Pot Quiz to get to later this morning, and this is who we'll be playing with.
I bought a pack of pre-rolls. It's a 6-pack of mini pre-rolls. Sativa, sour cherry tree. I'm excited.
You think that person is currently high, Allie? It's 420, and Jake ran into her outside of the weed shop. You think
I can hear it in her voice.
You think she's needs it? Him. Excuse me, what now?
It's a guy.
Really?
Yeah, and he had like fake star stickers on his cheeks. He was hilarious.
Is that what your view of hilarious is?
You don't think that's funny?
Wait, this is a guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
That changes everything.
I'm like, I can hear it in her voice.
Are you sure about that, Jake?
I'm completely positive.
I feel like Jake's definitely wrong.
Why'd you test it?
I know. I didn't test it personally, but it was obvious.
It was not obvious to me. I just listened to this audio.
Well, because you didn't see him.
Do you think he's going home and going, this man with breasts interviewed me?
Yeah.
And I was outside the weed shop.
Maybe he thought you were a woman.
Maybe.
Are you high right now?
I'm a little high right now. I just smoked a little bit of my bowl from last night.
That's a woman, dude.
I guarantee you it is not. I have his number. We can call him.
Let's go.
How'd you get his number?
Because he was so good
I
with the
think
thing.
you're going to need this.
Wait, Jake, hold on. You got her number?
His number.
Congrats, dude. You got a phone number.
That's exciting.
Thank you.
What was the purpose? Like, what was the reasoning for
Well,
that?
because before, when I get good people for the pod quiz, you told me, like, hey, well, you should got his number because he was so great. And I think this guy was great, too, so I got his number. In case, because he lives right down the street
Is that what you
from
told him? Hey, I think you're great. And I get great people's numbers.
Jake,
damn it.
are you sure this... All right, well, anyway, what a mystery. We'll get
Did
to
you
that.
take a picture?
I did not take a picture of him, no.
Because she wasn't ready
Sorry, did
for
you
it?
take a
or-
nude picture?
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, anyway, later this morning, a very special 420 pod quiz. We'll get to that. And keep in mind, if you have super lame plans later today, we will give you an evening upgrade by sending you to some Kings playoff hockey. That, plus your MyChem tickets and Pizza City Fest. That's all happening this morning. Quick break. We're back with your actual news. And then a brand new hour of the show can officially begin next. KROQ.
KROQ! World Famous KROQ. KROQ. Klein Alley Show.
If you're a house...
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Tickets for you to go to the Kings. Playoff tickets can be yours, and all you got to do is play a little game with us called Johnny Doesn't Know.
Johnny doesn't know.
And I was like, okay.
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
I didn't know Vegas was like in Nevada for like a while.
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
Gelato sounds like Jello.
Johnny doesn't know.
It like goes wiggles.
You got the LA Kings playoff battle against the Edmonton Oilers on Monday, and we've got your tickets to get into that game right now with some Johnny Doesn't Know. If you predict correctly, Allie will write your name down, and one of you will win the tickets to the game. Johnny, you having fun this morning?
It's a great time, dude. It's like a circus back there. It's like Chuck E. Cheese all over again.
All right, wonderful. Is that because Vanessa was the rat at
Yeah,
Chuck E. Cheese?
Vanessa's the rat. We got kids.
She's going to come out of
donuts.
retirement and put on a rat costume?
Oh, yeah.
My kids would be starstruck if they knew she was the Chuck E. Cheese rat.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
they love Chuck E. Cheese?
That would be like a celebrity for
But don't
them.
ruin the surprise for them, though.
That's okay. They know it's a tiny Colombian woman inside.
Stop it.
Hey, let's say hi to Daniel in Los Angeles. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning. Shout out to the Net Bangers.
All right, Net Bangers, thanks for watching the show as it continues to chug along on YouTube. You can find us there. You can see Allie modeling the brand new Klein Alley Show diaper for Coachella.
Yeah, I had
You
to
can
take
see
it off for a little bit.
All sorts of stuff that
bunching.
happened. Let's get to the first question for Johnny Doesn't Know. All things Kings related, because Kings tickets are up for grabs. Will Johnny know the answer to this question? What are the 4 suits of Kings in a deck of cards? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
I'm just going to go no by default.
All right.
It's a good default.
When in doubt, no is the answer. Johnny, in a deck of playing cards, what are the 4 suits of Kings? He says you will not know. Do you know? Wow, you look so shocked.
Well, I'm thinking because I think you're going to try to like trick me again and be like, but I'm thinking in my head, like, what type of suits do they wear? Like, is it like, there's a king and a queen, but like, what type of suit? Like, if they have the ruffle collar thingy around
you're
their
right.
neck? in
You're
the
going
picture?
the right. Yeah, you're definitely moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. You're on the right track.
I'm definitely not in the right direction then if you're saying, yeah, I'm in the right direction.
Johnny's
Right,
getting
going
smarter.
there.
All right, so the first suit is ruffle. What are the 4 suits of Kings in a deck of cards? That is the
Joker.
question. He said you won't know. Joker. Okay,
Joker.
there's 1.
He's not a king though, but Joker's like in the court world.
Yep.
Queen.
That's 2.
No, that's 3. Joker, king, queen.
Okay, you're right. Sorry about that. That's 3.
And the ace.
And the ace.
The
That's
ace.
That's
You
your
just
answer.
named 4 cards.
Yeah, what were they wearing? I don't know what the queen was wearing. Probably like a dress.
Talk more about the suits.
Okay, so like the king's wearing like the ruffle thingy. The queen's also wearing the ruffle thingy around her neck. But then back then though, they both wore that because it was like ambidextrous to wear that, so they could both wear it.
Well, that is also
Now,
wrong.
Do you know what the word ambidextrous means,
That's not.
Johnny?
Let's
left-handed and right-handed, yeah. But in this case,
Johnny, let me backtrack here. You're so far off. By the
You
way,
said it was close
Daniel,
away.
congratulations, you got that right. Johnny,
Thank you.
have you heard about when people say the term suits of like cards have suits?
I don't play cards or gamble or anything. I don't know this world.
Okay. All right.
What is it, though?
You've ever heard of like diamonds, king of diamonds,
spades?
There you go.
There you
Give me, you got any other ones?
Joker.
Nope.
No.
Queen.
All right, Daniel, hold on.
Queen. You're just going back to the same answer.
It was right before.
Johnny, king.
Everything made more sense when your kids were in here. How is that possible?
It's crazy. I know. Johnny's not my kid, by the way, if you're just joining us.
Wow.
Johnny, diamonds, clubs, spades, and
cards.
I
don't know.
All right, forget
Hearts.
it.
Hearts.
Fine.
Oh, hearts.
Let's say hi to Will, Costa Mesa.
Club of Hearts. Okay.
Nope, also wrong.
Wait, what?
Will?
Club of
welcome,
Hearts.
welcome to K-Rock. Good morning.
What's up, Klein and Allie?
Hi.
Would you call this an educational show
Sweet
today?
Divots.
Sweet Divots. All right, the questions are all things about kings. Up for grabs, tickets to see the kings. All you got to do is predict, will Johnny know or not know? This one's dangerous. King Arthur became king after he pulled a what out of a what? Will Johnny know this?
Oh, wow.
No.
Do you know
No.
this, Will? Don't say it, but do you know this?
I do.
Okay, I just want to make sure these questions are not impossible. Johnny,
This
King
is probably
Arthur.
the most famous king story.
I
of all
would
time.
think so too, but Ali, I second guess everything here. Johnny, King Arthur became king after pulling a what out of a what? He says you will not know.
Is it like at Disneyland? Like in Fantasyland? Like in Disneyland, they have that one photo op place where you could pull the little
interesting.
sword
Out of the what?
out of the rock. You can pull the sword out of the rock.
Wow.
Right?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Are you looking at me for validation?
Because I was waiting for you to say something.
Will in Costa Mesa, I'm sorry. You said Johnny wouldn't know, and the sword out of the stone.
Stone, yeah.
Yeah,
the sword
that
stone.
is the sword out of the rock. We will accept that as the right answer, even though he didn't know, but still, and interesting how he gave us that, but he
I got it
it.
right, yeah. Let's
You
go.
kind of backed into it just with Disneyland experience, which is interesting. I wasn't
Oh, yeah.
expecting that.
Say hi to Alvin and give him a shot as well. It's Johnny Doesn't Know All Things Kings. Tickets up for grabs to go see the Kings playing hockey on Monday. Playoff Kings hockey. Johnny, here we go. Johnny, this is a Burger King question. Another king.
Yes.
If a Whopper weighs a quarter pound, how many Whoppers would you need to eat a pound of burger? Will Johnny know this? Yes or no?
I have no faith in him. I'm going to say no.
All right, Johnny. If a Whopper weighs a quarter pound, how many Whoppers would you need to eat a pound of burger?
Allison, hand me my paper and pen.
Oh boy, he's
gotta draw some burgers.
I gotta
There you
draw
go.
the burger actually
Draw
first.
some burgers. This is not a joke. You can watch this happen live. If you want to see a man's head look like it's on the verge of exploding, you can check out YouTube right now. Johnny's attempting.
Wait, what burger though?
You've drawn one burger.
It is let's just
Whopper.
call it a Whopper because it's Burger King.
Those are pretty big actually too.
But
He
I've
told you how
the
much.
weight.
Oh wait, how much was it?
Quarter pound.
A quarter pound, yeah.
You don't need to draw those tomatoes.
But wait,
That's better with tomatoes.
yeah, cheese or no cheese?
Have it your way.
Vanessa's yelling in my ear that we are way behind on time, so you need an answer kind of quickly. How many quarter pound hamburgers from Burger King would you have to eat 1 pound of burger? He says you will not know.
A quarter of a pound. Because it's a quarter of a pound. But that's even at McDonald's though. That's not at Burger King. Quarter pound. How much is a quarter pound of a quarter pound burger?
No.
Is a quart.
How
many is a pound?
How many would you have to eat to get to a pound?
Oh, 4? 4 cheeseburgers.
Oh.
Alvin, you should. I mean, listen. He looks
There
confused.
you go. I love it.
He drew it, and that means only one person was successful in this edition of Johnny Doesn't Know. Daniel.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You're
Woo!
going to go see the Kings play hockey on Monday.
Nice.
Get excited. And
Go Kings,
thank
go.
you. Quick break. More show after
Thank
this.
you.
Very interactive show for a Monday, especially a Monday after 420, Easter, etc. If you need us, 800-520-1067. You'll need those numbers to win all sorts of stuff from us this morning. Pizza Fest tickets, Kings playoff tickets tonight, and, of course, In the Pit, Dodger Stadium for My Chemical Romance, another anniversary album celebration. We will get you in all this morning here on KROQ. But first, there's news breaking as we speak.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, well, the Pope has died. Easter on a 420 was just too much. He was...
Holy moly!
Yeah, I know. It's a bummer. He was a very controversial Pope. Some Catholics did not like him because they thought he was too inclusive, which seems hypocritical because people thought that about Jesus, too. But regardless, he was a progressive pope. He was only pope for 12 years. He died the day after Easter at 88 years old, and this triggers a whole long process. So this is the beginning of a 9-day mourning process. There's a lot of church bells happening in Rome and at Notre Dame, and this also begins a lengthy process of choosing the next pope. And the Pope has said he said a lot of controversial things, and yes, he followed a lot of controversial strippers on Instagram. But one thing that a lot of people celebrate that he said early on was he gave this message to priests and said,
"Stop touching the boys."
Well,
which shouldn't be controversial. I think we can all get behind that message, right?
I think he did say stop touching the boys
right
at one point.
Which is a valuable comment to make because I think everyone else was going just, shh, it'll, just kind of hush, hush, quiet.
Yeah, and he acknowledged no, this is messed up. Yeah. And I think he was trying to change the image of the church, which it could use a little good PR right now.
I agree.
He said the priests should be shepherds and smell of the sheep. And they said that the Pope wasn't just sitting inside of the Vatican getting his ring kissed. He was out with the people. He was always among, the commoners, so to speak. And that was another thing that he just did differently.
They called him the Pope of the people, right? He was like,
yeah, he was.
Don't be fooled by the robes and the fancy Pope mobile. Because remember that other Pope who felt like he was the Pope forever? Pope John Paul, the whatever he was.
Well, he was the Pope for a long-ass time.
But that guy seemed almost untouchable. Like he was driving around in the Pope mobile all the time with the sneeze guard on. You couldn't get near him.
Yeah.
And this guy was like out in the crowd surfing.
Yeah, he smelled of the sheep.
Right.
So now every cardinal under the age of 80 needs to go and convene, and then they will pick the next leader of the Catholic Church, and that process will typically take between 2 and 3 weeks for a new pope to be chosen. And we all know that when the pope is chosen, they do the smoke out of the chimney,
sure.
And then they announce the new pope. So
that's why I was so confused with the 420 tie-in, because I was thinking to myself, I keep seeing they pick the pope, smoke everywhere.
And if you think of it, Easter is like the Super Bowl for the Pope. I mean, everybody wants a piece of the Pope on Easter. So it was probably a very busy day for him. And obviously, we already know he had a lot of health problems. He, I guess, had health problems as a kid. He had part of his lung removed when he was younger. And so he had some respiratory issues when he was older. And then he had that double pneumonia thing. He was in the hospital for over 30 days. And it was like, oh, now he's out and about again. This is great. But it seemed like yesterday, all the video footage and stuff, he was having a tough time.
What's
and then,
that job
over
pay?
the night,
That's got to be a good paying job, right, to be Pope?
Pope?
Yeah, I would imagine. Is that on LinkedIn? Jake, well, look that up.
That's what all the cardinals under 80 do. They just post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think a lot of cardinals
and
are
they
thinking.
just sit and go over the submissions.
Regardless of what it is you do for a job, to be the Pope, if you're in that line of work, that's as good as it gets right there. So
he's entitled to a monthly salary of around $32,000.
$32,000 a month.
They live off of donations, same like priests and stuff, by people who generously help them within the clergy and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying $32,000 is his kickback for being Pope. That's a sweet gig right there. I mean, that's influencing money.
Yeah, but also you can't really be flashy about your money when you're Pope. You know, you can't be like, "Here's my new Cadillac." Like, you have to
what
be.
What are you talking about?
They
You're
don't
the
drive
most
caddies.
flashy. Look where he lives.
Yeah, it's pretty
flashy. I know, but
flashy.
that's already there.
No, I get
it. It's the flashiest thing in the world.
I know, but it's not like they're making it rain and flaunting their money everywhere. Like,
yes, they are.
Who painted your house? Michelangelo or whoever the guy is.
Yeah,
Leonardo
but I'm telling you, that's already all there.
Yeah, I get it, but
and
still,
it's flashy
pretty,
as hell.
pretty flashy.
But it's like the president living in the White House. Like, yeah, they're going to live in the White House.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. He can't walk around with he can't be like have a bunch of Rolexes on. That would look questionable. I get it, but still.
Yes, the Catholic Church is rich. I understand that.
I don't know. From what I'm seeing is that he was like driving a Lamborghini. He was driving a Lambo.
He was?
That's what it says here.
Yeah.
There's a picture. I mean, I don't know if this is AI, but it looks legit.
But I think it's probably real. It's probably real.
It says that he's
anymore?
estimated to be worth $60 million.
The Lambo?
No, the Pope.
No, the Pope.
Oh.
Also, you got to understand, Lamborghinis and Ferraris in Italy, that's like a Mazda here in America.
I totally
right.
agree.
That's like your starter car.
They're like, oh man, he's in a Lamborghini.
Right.
It's
Sorry.
tough to be the Pope.
Yeah, he must just be a cardinal.
All right, Shohei Ohtani is back after a very short paternity leave. They announced that they had the birth of their first child, a baby girl. Everyone's very happy for Shohei Ohtani. And then they were speculating that dad strength could lead to a nice return for him. But he went 0 for 3. He had a walk. And yes, they did end up winning, but I think they said that, I guess the coach, Dave Roberts, said that Ohtani appeared a little anxious upon his return, but it was manageable.
Anyone who's had a kid knows that going back to work afterwards, yeah, sure, you'd see a lot of congratulations, but you're not going to be at the top of your game regardless because you probably didn't sleep a lot, and, you got to...
Well, and how long would that... I don't even think that counts as a paternity leave. How long was that?
What slacker here took like 6 months off? Didn't some guy here take like the most ridiculous amount of time off in the history of paternity leave? Was that Cody?
I know Cody left for a little bit, but there was somebody else that left for a long time.
One guy was like, I'm going,
It was at least 3 months.
I'll see you next year. My wife's having a kid. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That was Cody. Cody was gone for 4 months.
4 months? I know we're not allowed to legally shame that, but that is ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but Cody works hard.
Yeah, right. 4 months hard?
Yeah, right.
Get out of here with that
he
trash.
smokes every time he's in here.
Yeah, works hard. But I never heard him with a paternity leave like that, ever. I don't even think my wife, who had the baby come out of her vagina, took that kind of time off.
I took 5 whole weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that there are a lot of people who need to take more time off for maternity and paternity leave. And I think collectively in this building, everybody shamed him.
As they should have. And I think we should start.
That's so messed up.
And we shamed you too, didn't we?
You shamed me for taking 5 weeks.
That's right.
It should have been 3, you said.
That's right.
Klein was always pressuring Allie, like,
Everybody.
you're done with that, right? And it was like a week in. I'm like,
I know,
what?
to the point where I went back early and then had my stitches undoing and bleeding everywhere.
great.
And then HR had to tell me to take more time
Wish
off.
we were on YouTube then. Would have been a hit. Would have been a hit.
I don't think that would have been a hit.
Let's get into a brand new hour of the show. We'll do it the second this one is done from the White Stripes. Will this be the greatest hour of your life? Probably. You got terrible plans tonight? Monday night sort of plans? You'd like us to change them, upgrade those to some playoff hockey tickets, see the Kings? We'll do that this hour on KROQ.
go.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, hell yeah. Welcome to a brand new week, recovery weekend. I was at the Lakers game. Allie was at Coachella. Postmaster Johnny, the Coachella thing. I'm sure Omar was working one of his 16 side hustles.
Yeah.
And then you had Jake the Nerd was at the Rose Bowl for some AC/DC. What was the average age of the person at the AC/DC show at the Rose Bowl, Jake?
87, I think.
87. That sounds
That's just the guys
better.
on stage.
It's all people competing for Pope. There they were. So lots going on. Of course, yesterday the 420 and the Easter, and tonight you got some playoff Kings hockey. We will get you into that game. Looking for someone who has super lame plans, Monday night sort of plans. Usually those are obligations more than plans. And if you have something and you need a evening upgrade, we'd love to hear from you. Hear your stories later this hour. One of you, we will give you the ultimate excuse to get out of whatever it is you don't want to be doing on a Monday night by calling whoever you were supposed to do something with and tell them better news. You won't believe it. I got to get out. I cannot babysit and or whatever. I'm going to go to see the Kings into playoff hockey. And LA teams could use a win right around now. So let's go Kings.
I'm sure seeing some real sports instead of going to, like, you know, your kid's
intramural
7-year-old
volleyball game.
Yeah, something like that. You can go upgrade your sports at least.
So we got that to look forward to this hour. Later this morning, get you into Pizza City Fest happening this Saturday and Sunday at LA Live. And we will get you to Dodger Stadium for MyChem with seats in the pit. Excuse me, no seats. You'll be standing in the pit. We'll make that happen for you later this morning right here on KROQ. And yes, I don't know if you've heard the big news that happened at KROQ. There's been so many big KROQ stories over the last few weeks. Maybe the biggest, the return of Kevin Ryder, the superstar of the 30-year run Kevin Bean Show, back now doing afternoons on KROQ. And then the loss of Jed the Fish. Legend, unfortunately, last week, Jed the Fish passed away. And this guy is calling to let us know that regardless of how many things shift around here, Allie, he's got our backs.
I love you guys. I listen to you guys on the radio live. I watch your YouTube. I listen to your podcast. I have you on all day at work. And I know people are trying to say that Kevin and Bean are going to come back and replace you. But I've been listening to old Kevin and Bean.
Are people saying that, by the way? I know that when they sat us down in the room and they said, guys, we just want to let you know that Kevin's coming back, and we were like, oh, okay, goodbye. And they go, no, it's okay. You guys, he doesn't want to wake up early. He'll be doing the afternoons. But are people actually saying that Kevin and Bean are coming back? And Kevin is the...
It sounds like, one of those like Facebook forums or whatever. Somebody, posted a comment, like a one-off comment.
Oh.
I could see people saying that.
Okay, well, in that case, it's been real. Nice knowing y'all.
Kevin and Bean are going to come back and replace you. But I've been listening to old Kevin and Bean on YouTube, and I used to love Kevin and Bean, but you guys are 10 times funnier than them, Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I love you guys.
Well, that guy sounds like he's
coming to?
Guy's been hitting the head with a brick, so I don't know if his opinion really matters. But thank you, sir, for that.
We got one!
So anyway, enjoy this show while you can. A limited release Klein Alley show. Lots to get into this hour. We'll prove it after some Alien Ant Farm. Oh, you weren't expecting this, were you? On KROQ. Coming up, what are your plans for tonight, and do they suck? Would you like a weekend redo or potentially a weekend upgrade, or extend your weekend into your Monday night? We'll send you some Kings playoff hockey. Just get on the phones now and let us know what lame plans you have to do, obligations, or if you have no plans at all, that's fine. 800-520-1067. Going to give someone a better reason to get out of whatever you're supposed to do on a Monday night and go watch the Kings play hockey at Crypto. It'll be the playoff officially. Playoffs are here. There's so much happening, and that's why later this hour we'll also get into Don't Be a Dick sports fans. If you're going to be at any of the playoff games happening. Of course, baseball's back as well, but you got hockey, you got basketball playoffs. There are still fans out there that are still the types of dicks that will ruin your experience, and we'll get into that later this hour. Allie, I know that you and I are both team Jersey Mikes. Love Jersey Mikes, right?
Love Jersey
we agree
Mikes.
on that.
What's not to love?
I got something not to love, and I hate to even mention it because I'm such a fan in general, but I don't know if you noticed this, but they have a system, the way that they will make your sandwich there. I noticed
It's amazing.
something.
They cut the meat right in front of you, then they add the provolone cheese, and move it on down the line.
Wrong. This is where you're wrong. They have a bad system, and I brought it up to the person over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
And they did not like my feedback. But they will oftentimes work on multiple people's sandwiches at one time. So the guy in front of me...
they've got a little line of the meat cheese combo.
You're right. Mm-hmm. And your sandwich will not move along until they're done with... So now you're kind of, all of a sudden, you've been placed almost on a team with like these strangers in line with you because they are waiting until all of the slicing happens before they even move your sandwich along. So if I'm just doing straight up turkey provolone, which I think is the best sandwich they got there, and guy next to me is doing a full-on Italian combo, they may have my turkey stacked and ready. They will not move that sandwich down the line until they're done slicing all of the other 19 types of meat for the guy next to me.
Are you upset that you're having to wait an extra 30 seconds for your sandwich?
First of all, not 30 seconds. And if you've got multiple people doing multiple different meat combos, which a lot of people are, sometimes...
This guy was in front of you?
Doesn't matter, in front of you or behind you. If you're grouped in...
It does matter. If he's in front of you, you have to wait for him.
In this particular case, there was a guy in front of me and a guy behind me, and I'm sitting in... And I have nothing... I don't know these two people. They're just random strangers in line.
Right. Because you're in line.
And yeah, but at some point, the way
that's how lines work.
No, the way it works...
I don't know who these people are.
I know how lines work, thank you. But the point I'm making is all of a sudden now it's like we're on the same sandwich team where none of us are moving forward until...
Yeah, but sometimes they're not moving forward until they've gotten... Like there's a backup in the condiment area. Because they've got their own group going, and they need to finish and move that stuff along before they can get the next group of sandwiches on that table.
I don't know why it feels like Subway, and don't get me wrong, I'm a bigger fan of Jersey Mike's than Subway. I am.
You should be.
As I should be, right. But for some reason, they seem to have a better system going there of moving it down the line. That part of it should be simple. Like, everyone should just say, this is the best system. For instance, like in the boarding of the airplane, everyone had a system, and then Southwest goes, let's go ahead and throw a wrench in this plan. And everyone, for the most part, I think hated that Southwest boarding system, right?
But now we're so used to it.
Now we're used to it. There was a system in line. If you're in line, I know the way lines work. Lines suck. I hate them. But when you finally get your time to be up, you should kind of be like, it's my time to shine now. I'm in front of the line. And you should be the priority.
I know, but they're batching it. I don't know
It's a bad system.
It's not. It's fine.
Because... as soon as if you get batched with someone that's like, I want the 11 different meats in my sub, and by the way, no shame on that person, love you.
You are shaming that person.
I'm shaming the fact that all of a sudden my lame ass turkey sandwich is sitting there just waiting to go, and they're pulling the 19th different ham on the thing to slice up for the next guy.
You know what you should be more mad about is a person in front of you who's ordering like 16 sandwiches, and they're one person.
Well, that sucks.
If they say, hey, I've got 16 sandwiches, you say, okay, fine, you move aside.
Right.
You let people that just have a one turkey and provolone go through because I don't want to wait for you and your 16 damn sandwiches.
Right, and that does suck too, and everyone's been behind someone, be it at a drive-thru or anyone that's
and
putting
it's misleading because they're one person.
Right, it's a massive order, and there should be some sort of a different line of shame or whatever for the person that's got it. But I get it. You have to do that. Sometimes we've all been that. We've all been the person that's texted back to the group and said, hey guys, I'm at wherever. Do you guys want something? And then when people start trickling in their orders, it's annoying to not just me, but to everyone who's in line behind me.
Yeah, and then how about the other thing when that happens now, or hey, I've got a pickup order to make, and they start making a pickup order in front of you.
Well,
that should be a completely different area.
You're right, but that is the other thing is that anyone who's showing up for a DoorDash, an Uber Eats, a Postmates pickup will automatically crowbar themselves in front of everyone because they don't even have any skin in the game. They just want to get there and move on.
And then I'll see the sandwiches there. I'm like, who's this for?
But I got
this person's not even here.
But I got to watch this guy who's already slowing things down, slicing. And, I'm a fan. I'm coming to you as a fan here. And I watch this guy. He's got to peel off his gloves one at a time. He's got to walk over to where
the glove thing is aggressive.
The
you don't need that many glove changes. You're not a doctor.
Every time they do anything, they got to pull off the gloves, walk over, hand the guy the Postmates, then he comes back, fresh pair of gloves.
And then they got to get the new gloves. Sometimes they wash their hands in between the gloves.
And I'm sure that's corporate policy.
And they're like flimsy gloves, so they're like flopping it around, trying to open it. I'm like, oh my God.
Guys blowing into the glove to open it, which I think is completely making the entire glove useless.
At this point, just use your bare hands. I don't care anymore.
Right, but I get it. They're trying to stick to policy. And at the end, finished products is great. Big fan of the product. But I know there's people out there that have to understand this is not the best way to make it happen.
Yeah.
And text line, I know you will agree. I know that there's a better system in place. And I know it's like, oh, Klein, grow up. Stop being a baby. But everyone in there is, at that point.
Well, you're just sounding impatient.
Everyone is impatient because everyone's starving at that point. No one planned their day accordingly when that's what they're doing,
but
right?
For you to be mad that this man chose good meats on his sandwich is just tragic. You should be happy for him.
I'm happy for him, but I'm thinking to myself.
What are you going to do, look at your phone for one more minute? Wow, what an inconvenience.
It's just sitting there. And you go, we should be in the next step already. You got to leapfrog the process. That's what I'm getting at.
909, I'm with Klein here, but Subway is a way worse sandwich, and I do like my personal sandwich maker from beginning to end. But then somebody else will handle the money sometimes. And I'm like, who the hell are you?
Right.
You're not the person who made my sandwich.
Yeah, this guy came out of nowhere.
And who am I tipping?
$20. Where'd you come from, dude? You ain't got no gloves on.
It's a gloveless rando?
I do agree that the concept of a person, I feel like I built a relationship with the person. To watch them start the process with me, it's like we birthed the sandwich together. We're making this thing together. We're a team.
And they scatter the lettuce and they look up at you and you're like, all right, boom. Now I want the pepperoncinis. And I don't like you got it. What else?
Starting a new relationship with a new person down the line. Like we just had a thing going.
When you're about to finish, then you're looking at someone else in the face.
We got to take a break. When we get back, we will talk to you about your plans for this evening. And if you need an upgrade, we'll send you to some Kings playoff hockey. Maybe you've never even been to a hockey game, or maybe you're a diehard Kings fan. We'll come back with your stories next.
My Chemical Romance finally announced what they have been teasing.
The band are believed to be heading out on a headlining tour.
It is a 2025 tour for the Black Parade.
The Black Parade is also the name of our alter ego on this record. This was a really difficult record to make.
It became the defining album of their career, and for some, the defining album of an entire movement, an entire period of musical history.
Nothing poignant to say, just holy.
It's the KROQ Pit Parade. Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance. Listen to 9 and 3 and 6 to see them on their long-lived The Black Parade North American Tour, July 26th or 27th at Dodger Stadium. Night 1 sold out. Night 2 on sale now, courtesy of Live Nation.
Hey, this is Gerard, and this is Frank from My Chemical Romance. Win tickets all this week.
Win tickets to the pit to My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance and KROQ.
Yeah!
The terrorists. Well, Vanessa had an interesting approach, which was get together with her friends. She wanted to go out, but she decided that they were going to attempt to go balling on a budget. And the budget they came up with seems almost impossible to be able to do anything with these days. But she said they had all these different workarounds. And of course, this is the thing I tried to tell her. And Vanessa, whose idea was this budget? Your idea or your friend's idea?
No, my friend Christine's idea.
And she said you all wanted to go out, but everyone's like, I don't feel like spending money. Everything costs so much. So who came up with the number?
We just felt like $50 was doable, so we decided $50 for the night.
And this is dinner and drinks, or just drinks?
Oh, we had dinner.
So you had to figure out for $50 how you could have dinner and drinks, and the idea is that if someone buys you drinks, right, like if you get hit on.
Oh yeah, well that was also, we were hoping for that too. Did it happen? No, it didn't.
So the plan.
We were losers.
Leave us hanging, why don't you?
So wait, the plan was if we go out with this budget of $50, maybe we don't even need to use the budget if we can find people that would like to buy us a drink.
That's like my hot cousin. She can go anywhere and not pay for stuff. And she believes it, and it happens every time.
I think we should raise some money for all of the beautiful people that are used to not buying drinks that now are, I feel like guys now that used to buy drinks.
They're going to be more selective.
A little bit more unable to buy all the drinks. I think there was a time when any guy would go, if any woman that wants to talk to me, I'll buy her a drink, at the very least. Now I think with everyone tightening it down, I think we should start raising money for all the hot women that are not going to have guys buying them drinks.
Now it's like, hold on a minute, it's $18 for this cocktail.
Yeah.
How long am I going to talk to you for, really?
So $50 was the budget, and within the $50, did that include transportation too? Ubers?
Yes, and parking. Let me break it down for you.
Okay.
So we started out by going to Trader Joe's to get like a pregame drink,
And this was all part of the $50 too.
Cans. What?
That was all part of the $50 too.
Yes.
Wow, I'm surprised you went with individual cans and not just a bottle of vodka.
No, because we don't want to get messy,
You could have done for 28 cents, according to Allie, you could do a tampon soaked in vodka. And you could have won.
Already, I'll beat your ass. I can do this whole night in 25. I'll prove it to you. Go ahead.
That's Allie's big plan for Coachella. She's going to go in big, soaked up and ready.
I'm going full vodka tampon. Okay.
All 3 days.
Okay.
All right, so it's just you and her. Just you and one friend?
Yes, just me and a friend. So we got like a margarita can cocktail from
Like a
Trader Joe's.
6-pack?
What?
Like a 6-pack?
No, just we each got one. You know how sometimes they have
the sad loser cans?
The one-offs?
The one-off loser cans? Oh.
That was your pregame? That's so sad.
I think they even call that section the loser can section because it's just like these
one-off. It's
one-off.
like the lean cuisine section of the liquors.
Dented cans. So you got.
No, it's the cans that. If people want to try it, you can take one.
No, I get that.
My gosh, you loser.
I'm just getting one.
She's yelling at herself now, calling herself a loser.
One drink per person is just not even a pregame.
All right, so you eat. So let's not judge. So you decide, can we go out and have a good night for $50? Which usually seems like a lot of might have a good night. Especially, that's $100 between the two of you because you don't have to do everything solo. So okay. You start with one can at Trader Joe's.
Okay. We each get one, okay?
Okay.
Which they did get us pretty buzzed. It was such a good time. So when we went to Santa Monica, by the way. So we went to Santa Monica, drank
How did you get
drinks.
there from Long Beach?
We wanted to change scenery.
How did you get there, she said?
Oh, how did we get there? We drove.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
drink and drive, people. Do not drink and drive.
That's a way to save money. Okay.
We didn't get drunk, everyone. We did not get drunk. Okay.
What is going on with her?
We wanted a change of
I'm not saying I'm drunk, but I feel it.
Officer.
Anyways, so we got there. We had our drinks. We were on 2nd Street. What is that area called?
Sure.
Wherever that
3rd
area
Street
is.
There?
Yes, we were there.
2nd Street. She could.
No.
3rd Street's too expensive. You got to go 2nd Street.
Smart move. There's nothing there. You know where all the tourists go to 3rd Street. We're going to 2nd Street.
So we went there to people watch, do some entertainment, listen to the people playing the music outside.
That's a real homeless hangout. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Are you sure you weren't in an alley?
It really is. I mean, I know.
Busking for money.
That was actually the best part of the whole night, in my opinion.
Okay.
I love that part.
And
then,
did they have food at this place?
No, just wait.
Okay.
Then we got hungry, so we decided to go to Chipotle for the kids' meal. That was $7.
Wow.
We each had the Taco Kids meal because we just need a little bit something.
So right now, how much you pay to park in Santa Monica?
$10.
Okay.
Which we split, so that's $5
$5 each.
Cool.
So between your one can of margarita at Trader Joe's, your kids' meal at Chipotle, what a Saturday night. Entertainment was free because watching a guy spin around on a cardboard box cost nothing. So that's good. So you got free entertainment, and then the parking was $5 each. So
that whole section right there was a good time.
Right, you're almost halfway through your budget to this point. Yes.
Then we decided, all right, we're gonna go to the nice bars now because we already ate and we pregame with our margaritas that got us going. Then we went to this bar named Chloe, and the drinks were $18. But we're like, this is our one fancy drink for the night because we're hoping that we'll get a second fancy drink by someone. but we did not. Anyways, we paid for our
No,
drink.
that's an interesting choice. I'm going to invest in this $18 drink and hope that within
brings
30
along.
minutes I'll find another drink for
Before
free.
you settled on this place, Chloe, did you see what the ratio? Did it look like there was a lot of guys? I would think you'd want to go to a place that seemed like it was maybe guy heavy because you get some attention as a lady.
Actually, it was kind of empty, but it's okay because it was a vibe. The drinks were delicious.
The vibe seems like there was no
Yeah,
one.
I guess if your first vibe was the Trader Joe's single can oil, this seems like a real upgrade. But okay.
Do not hate on my plan.
No. I like your plan. Go ahead.
So now you're in this bar and you're already, and now $18, that's a huge, that's almost the rest of your budget for the night.
Tip. And then we were looking at what money we each had left, and we each had $12. Okay, so then we wanted to go to this other bar called Misfits, and we looked at the menu, and the drinks were $17.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
because it's Santa Monica.
Yeah. Or we could have gone with a beer, but we're not gonna drink beer, guys. Come on, we don't want to get full of beer. We want
Right.
a cocktail. So my friend's like, since we have already had like 2 drinks in us, we're like feeling confident. She's like, don't worry. I'm going to tell the bartender we only have $12 each because we were doing this budget thing for work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We really just want to finish the night with, and then the bartender, let me see what I can do.
So you're telling him flat out,
Pretty much we
even
told
if you
him
give
our
me a
plan.
discounted drink, I won't have enough money to tip you. Can you hook this up somehow?
We have $12 each. We're trying to buy a drink each. And the guys, the menus, they're $17. You tell the bartender.
But the bartender was like down with it. He's like, yeah, let me see what I can make you. He made us.
They're pulling up the hardwoods as we speak at Crypto.com and putting the ice. Yeah, Kings playoff hockey starts tonight. We'd love to get you into the game, and all you got to do is have plans that you'd like to get out of. Because the ultimate plan is when you get an unexpected prize you've won on a live radio show for a playoff event. It is really the perfect storm of anyone has to accept that as an excuse to get out of whatever you said you were going to do.
And wasn't it just last week that we were discussing what makes a perfect day the perfect day?
Unexpected.
And you and I agreed that something unexpected has to happen, and this could be that unexpected thing that could give you the best day of your life.
You woke up on a standard, boring Monday morning. Nothing to look forward to other than all of the weekdays ahead.
Especially after such a big weekend.
Right. And
A lot of
perhaps
people kind of feel like today should be a holiday.
And for everyone who was not taking advantage of all the stuff happening this weekend, you weren't at Coachella, and you weren't at the show at the Rose Bowl, and you weren't at the Lakers playoff game, and you didn't do anything for 420, you didn't have an Easter egg hunt because you're not a child. Then you're thinking to yourself, man, that was a weekend that was fun for so many people, and I got to take advantage of none of it. Mm-hmm. Maybe Monday is your day to shine. Maybe
you're a Mondayer.
Maybe you're a Monday person. When everyone's ran out of their fun stories to share, everyone's going to be sharing stories, one-upping each other today. You hit them with the, well, guess what? Going to the Kings game tonight.
Exactly. Make everyone jealous.
Let's find out what you were supposed to do, and then we'll upgrade one of your plans. And I wish obviously you could all win, but that's just unfortunately not the case. We've got a pair of tickets to give you. Let's start with Krista. Make our way up and down these phones. Krista, what is it you're supposed to do tonight that you'd like to get out of for Kings hockey instead?
So tonight I was supposed to do homework and hang out with my kids.
Do their homework.
Do my homework.
Are you in school?
Yes, I'm in school for mortuary science.
Oh,
Whoa,
man.
The study of dead people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we're
That actually
finishing
seems kind of fun.
Yeah, we're finishing up on the end of the school semester, so trying to tighten everything up and just.
Are you at the part of your schooling yet where they actually are bringing in cadavers, bodies, and stuff? You get to play around with them.
I mean, we don't play around with them, but I do embalm people.
Oh, you already do that? Wow, as a student.
Yes.
Like ones that matter, or extra ones they found? Like, we found this guy under a bridge.
Those ones we get from the corner, from the alley corner. Or
you have so many questions.
Well, I mean, Allie, remember when you got
play around with them or what?
Well, Allie, you
fill them up with fluid. Where do you find them? Where can I find them?
Remember when you got that really bad haircut? Remember when you got that really bad haircut and you got your haircut by a student barber because it was a discount.
They were in they were in cosmetology school.
Right. Like, I wonder if it's the same thing. If you need someone to do some embalming, you're like, well, we can have a student do it. It's only $6.
By then, who cares? The person's
right.
dead.
That's what I would say. Going to a student barber or like a practice doctor, I would be concerned about that.
And I would also argue that a night of not doing mortuary homework is probably still fine, right? I mean, how much is, you're dead, you fill them with embalming fluid, you make them look pretty, and that's about it, right?
It's probably a lot of stuff about the mascara. I feel like people want to make sure they look great, Like, they didn't look this good. I've seen some dead bodies before. I go, this person didn't look that good when they were alive.
Could you over puff them up, though, with too much fluid?
Oh, I'm sure you can. Hold on. I'm sure that's probably one of the first things they learn. Right. Krista, you can give them too much of that embalming stuff, and then poof, they explode, right?
They just get really hard.
Okay. That's how I want to go.
They poop on the table?
No, they're dead, Allie. They're very dead.
Let her answer the question.
Sometimes, yeah. It's called purging.
Oh, cool. All right. Hold on.
So she knows her stuff.
She does,
guys.
yeah. As far as I'm concerned, you're going to graduate with honors. All right, that's Krista. She's trying to get out of doing homework and watching kids.
And I think now she's questioning her career.
Yeah. Let's say hi to William. William, go ahead. What is the terrible plans you have in store for your Monday night that you'd like us to help upgrade? What's up?
Well, my friends got to go to Coachella, and I'm watching.
I'm sorry, where?
Are you in space?
Are you in the morgue?
I think this guy is her first patient. He's being embalmed right now.
I'm in the work restroom trying to make tickets tonight.
Oh, you're hiding in their work bathroom?
Yeah.
Great acoustics in there.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you could walk further from your phone while you answer these questions, that'd be great. So what is it you're doing tonight?
I'm watching a cat tonight for my friend at Coachella.
Oh, your friend is extending their Coachella, so you're cat sitting. Cat sitting, by the way, is so unnecessary. Allie lets nature sit her cats.
Oh, yeah.
Go
cats can totally take care of themselves.
Yeah. I mean,
nobody needs a cat sitter.
Allie's gone away for sometimes weeks, and I'm like, who's watching your cats? She's like, they watch themselves.
Well, they find stuff to eat.
All right, this
as
guy...
long as you give them a little water.
This guy got roped into cat sitting while his friends went to Coachella. That's interesting. Let's say hi to Steven in Northridge. Bad Monday night plans. We'd like to upgrade by sending you to some Kings playoff hockey. 800-520-1067. Hi, Steven.
Hi. My bad plans for tonight are doing chores because I have to clean up after the dogs and feed them all, do the cat's cat litter, do the chickens, clean all their stuff.
The chickens?
Yeah, we have chickens.
Everyone has chickens now.
How many chickens you got?
7.
Can you give us some eggs?
Yeah. My mom's shaking her head yes.
Oh, all right, fair enough. So your job would be to just clean up all of the crap from all the animals.
Yeah.
Chickens are a real mess. That's what everyone says. They think it's fun to have your own chicken because you get your own egg producer, but...
Well, and they crap wherever. It's not
right.
like they're...
It's a whole thing.
So it's any animal.
Yeah, but specific. Now, you can train... I think some can be trained better than others. I don't think chickens are using litter boxes and going outside on the fire hydrant.
But I saw chickens crap often. Don't they?
Yes.
I always just picture them crapping everywhere all the time.
Yeah, they kind of constantly pecking at that feed. Let me say hi to Chris. Chris, what is your terrible plan you have in store for you on a Monday night? We got to pick someone and give them some Kings playoff tickets and make you have a Monday night that will be brag-worthy. What's up?
Good morning, guys. Sweet Knockers.
Sweet Knockers. What's up?
I am helping my kid with a school project that's due tomorrow, on which they procrastinated on for a week.
This is like every project my kids have.
That's going to be like an all-night thing.
I sit around. I'm like, we're supposed to paper mache a flamingo. I'm like, oh my God, when is this due tomorrow? I didn't look at it. They're like, well, Dad, you had the form 3 weeks ago. It's like it falls on me. And then I got to go out and paper mache a stupid flamingo while they sleep.
While they sleep?
Yeah.
So you just do the whole thing?
I don't even look at it until it's bedtime. I'm like, well, what's tomorrow looking like? And she's like, well, my project's due. I'm like, are you serious? What do we have to do this time?
So they don't help at all?
No, because I don't even look at it until 8 o'clock.
Well, and then you probably don't even get a good grade on it, do you?
No, terrible.
You are not a crafty
There's
person.
nothing sadder than, by the way, having to look at the notes from the teacher about a bad job that I did the whole thing. And I'm like, got to read these notes. And they're like, didn't look like they put a lot of effort in.
And you're like, I did.
And I'm like, but it was me. All right, that's pretty crappy, too. All right, Allie, we've heard from the last. Every line's got someone on there that wants Kings tickets. But of the people we've talked to so far, we must give away this pair of tickets right now.
I don't know. I think
Playoff hockey. Everyone's got bad plans. Monday night sort of plans. Never good when you meet someone on a dating app and they say, we could hang out on Monday. You know, that's not going to go great.
No, but I do feel like this mom who is working hard, she probably has a day job and then also is working nights doing school stuff and has 2 kids to take care of, and she's stuttering. She's studying for a brand new career. I feel like you got to reward somebody like that.
All right. I forget what line she's on, but let's track down that woman who's working with dead bodies and give her some tickets to go see some very live bodies on the ice. She's used to bodies on the ice, so she'll be right at home at the Kings game. Congratulations. Enjoy your LA Kings tickets. Lots still to get to this morning on the show if you like winning stuff, including, but not limited to, Pizza City Fest tickets at LA Live. We'll get you there. And, of course, you'll be at Dodger Stadium to enjoy some My Chemical Romance in the Pit. Those tickets coming up later this morning right here on KROQ. Klein Alley Show for the tens of thousands of you that were at Coachella either this past weekend or the weekend before. Super jealous. Seemed like it was a lot of fun. Allie is making the argument that weekend 2 is now the new weekend 1.
Oh, and not just me. Everybody that I talked to, and also many of the artists on stage made comments about the weekend that we shall not speak of and how weekend 2 is for the real ones. Everybody that I chatted with about why they came to weekend 2, it was a calculated decision.
It's interesting because if you ever go to see a comedian, comedians will always say, you guys are a great crowd. That 10:30 crowd sucked, but you guys are the real crowd. But then they'll probably say that, I just assume they say the same thing to the other crowd. because it makes it feel like.
Yeah, but it's also, if you think about it, night 2 or the second show, you've gotten the kinks out from the previous show. I mean, Billy Joe Armstrong was like, the second night is the night where we really get to sink our teeth in, because the first day is just kind of like, okay, how's this working? What are the,
Well, these
how's
bands
the show?
performed at so many places over the years. You think they, I mean, they're usually when they're in a new city, they're doing one show and moving on. They're used to that.
Yeah, I know, but this is a whole big production. And Green Day put on an incredible show. I mean, a band that we have had the opportunity to see multiple times, but I found myself losing myself, jumping up and down, and with people that I didn't know who they were, and I think it was the best Green Day show I've ever seen.
And then you had the surprises, because a lot of times the people get upset about the weekend two, because they say all the good surprises were blown weekend one, but then all of a sudden...
They didn't get Dave Grohl weekend one.
Dave Grohl pops up with the LA Philharmonic Orchestra.
Which was the unexpected highlight for me, was LA Philharmonic. They were incredible. They played the Imperial March from Star Wars. They played all this other stuff. Then Dave Grohl came out and sang Sky is a Neighborhood, and then Cynthia Erivo came out. It was crazy. And I noticed a few different trends at Coachella this year. One, a lot of people had digital cameras this time around. Number 2, everyone all of a sudden really cares about their ear health. Everybody had like special earplugs and things like that, because they're trying to not get tinnitus.
Remember when that was lame? Everyone's like, "Yeah, you loser," and now everyone's taking it real seriously.
Everybody had them, and a lot of people were also FaceTiming other people during the show. So that was another thing that I saw happen a lot. And of course, rock pants.
Rock pants were all the trend. In fact, before Green Day took to the stage, Allie saw there was a super long line of people that were waiting for the porta potties, and she went there to try to solve the problem.
All right, Green Day is performing in about 20 minutes, and I want to make sure everybody is loaded up with rock pants before the show. Hey, you guys, I'm with KROQ. Are you guys excited for Green Day? Yeah. Take some rock pants so you don't have to go to the bathroom. You don't have to miss any of the show, because then you can go in this diaper instead.
You've never sounded like more of a mom than right there. Take some rock pants so you don't have to go to the potty.
That's great.
But by the way, they're laughing at me as they walk away.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't take the rock pants?
I think one of them eventually did as a joke.
I mean, the joke's on them. They're going to miss their favorite band waiting in line for the porta potties, and we're giving them a solution right there. It's a wearable diaper, but that doesn't sound cool. You call them rock pants, and all of a sudden,
Any interest? Come on. I was spilling my drink. Does that even...
Wait, hold on. That woman's yelling at you, your drink is spilling on everything?
Oh, your drink's spilling and everything. Because I had a microphone in my hands, I had a ton of diapers, I had a backpack with more diapers, and I had my vodka soda with me. So my hands were full and my drink was spilling as I offered them the rock pants.
You can tell Allie was drunk, because at some point, I don't know why, it sounded normal, and then she got drunk and must have hit the wrong button on her microphone, because this is what we got next.
Don't miss a minute of the show. Go in your pants.
So I don't know what you did there, but you sounded like you were totally normal. And
look, I did the best I could, guys.
You were like friendly, helpful mom at the beginning. Like, hey, don't
I got
worry.
aggressive.
And then all of a sudden, like 15 minutes later.
Don't miss a minute of the show. Go in your pants. You want rock pants? Anybody else? You want some rock pants, ma'am? No? You can go in your pants? Get your rock pants. Hey, would you like some rock pants? Yeah, no? Okay, great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
A lot of no's. I got a lot of no's.
Did you drop your microphone in the drink?
I don't know what happened. I got a crappy mic that was shorting out. I was trying to talk to people. They were all running away from me. And then one guy, right after this, came back and started asking me. He was interrogating me about these pants and thought it was really sickening what I was doing.
Oh, he was not a fan of it?
No. He was like, are you serious about this? Is this really what you think the answer is? This is disgusting.
Well, it's not the answer. It's a solution. We're giving people the option.
Yeah,
you know
and I
how
had
it
a whole
is.
discussion with him about peeing in your pants and how it might feel weird at first, but we all get used to it. And if we all started doing it a little more, maybe this, stigma can go away.
This is a woman that I think was appreciative. This is a couple that was excited to finally get rock pants, because the couple that rock pants together stays together.
The guy was like, my wife always has to pee at the wrong moment.
And that's almost
he was pushing them on her.
That's almost even worse. Let's not even talk about your own needs for a second. You're with someone. Your significant other always has to go to the bathroom, and they want you to come with them. Now you're missing shows
because
for
you don't
someone
want
else's
to split
pleasure.
up.
Right.
Hello, sir. Would you like any rock pants?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, my God, this is perfect.
Klein Show on KROQ.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
No problem.
So needed.
I think you should have one. You want one too? All right, there you go. Weekend 2 is better than weekend 1, am I right?
Absolutely.
Every time.
Always.
Every time.
Always.
Weekend 2 crew.
Weekend 2.
All right, have fun.
And people were approaching Allie after a while. It took a while to take off, but then when they found out she was the diaper lady, it was really exciting how many people came up to Allie and said, this could be the solution for the problem. I don't want to miss another minute of my favorite band at Coachella.
I even ran into this issue the first night when I was there on Friday night. I got a really good spot. And I thought to myself, well, I can't leave. You know, right after Benson Boone was 8 p.m. And if I had stayed in that exact spot, I could have great viewing for Missy Elliott and for Lady Gaga. So we all collectively decided we cannot leave the spot. And yeah, there was a little time where maybe we could have gone out and tapped out and gone to the bathroom. But I was kicking myself for not having a rock pants with me.
Oh, you weren't wearing rock pants for the whole weekend?
No, I wasn't. Huh. And then I ended up having to leave at a certain point because I couldn't feel my body anymore. I had been standing there for so long. I had to leave Gaga early because I had been standing there for so damn long, just trying to not lose the spot. Because once you get a good spot, you can't lose the spot.
You got a spot, you know, the second you even if you just walk away for 15 seconds, someone else will take your spot, then it's no longer your spot. I get it. So here's, she ran into, this was a fan of the show, apparently. We found a fan at Coachella. One fan of this show.
Roman, who are you excited to see tonight?
Green Day.
You listen to KROQ, you listen to Klein Alley Show?
Absolutely.
One thing that I wanted to gift you tonight so that you don't waste your weekend too making number ones is Klein Alley Show branded rock pants. Yes. This is an adult diaper so that you don't have to waste time when you see Green Day and you gotta pee. You just go right in this.
Yes, I will. Absolutely.
And I believe that guy. I think he probably did. And look, it was probably strange, but you know what? This will be a Coachella he never forgets.
So, Jimmy World all the way through Green Day. Yeah, do you want to see the Misfits?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're on the other stage. But
you can pee while you go.
You walk so you don't have to waste any time.
This guy gets it.
Back to back.
Weekend 2 crew, right?
You know it.
Nice. Weekend 2 crew, go boom boom in your pants.
And then he just walked away. Well, there you go.
I win him and then I lose him.
Right.
And then I win him back.
And Johnny, what were you doing while Ali was out there shilling the rock pants?
I was taking video of all the rock pants that was on the floor for Green Day.
Oh, a lot of them.
That one video you made for Green Day?
Everybody was trashing them, and then I was talking with a listener. I got video, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "That's my morning radio show. We're passing them out to people."
What were you in? It looked like I saw some footage of you in a first aid tent or something. What was going on there? Well, you were getting
that photo that they posted of me, like looked like I was having sex with a girl, like in the trailer.
It didn't look like that. It looked like you were having first aid attention brought on you. Were you getting eye drops applied or something?
Yeah, because literally, like, I was like, my eyes were killing me for my allergies, and like, I hate eye drops or anything that goes near my eyes. So they have to like straddle me down.
Well, now we have our next segment planned.
Cool.
Putting stuff in Johnny's eyes. Get ready for that. 8:30 today on
Which
KROQ.
one's hot sauce?
Wait, that's your biggest fear is having drops put in your eyes?
Yes, like contacts or anybody that like touches their eyeballs. I hate it so much. So they have to like straddle me down and like really like hold me down to put stuff in my eyeballs.
All right, great. Glad we learned that. All right, well,
put that in our pocket for a future moment.
That'll be a future show punishment. Can't wait for that. Quick break. We're back with your ADD news, and then a brand new hour of the show, complete with your tickets to Pizza City Fest. And get ready to go to Dodger Stadium for some My Chemical Romance. All coming up this morning. KROQ.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
.23andMe, maybe you've heard the big story. They've officially filed for bankruptcy after apparently having some data breaches. And if you've ever spit into a tube or swabbed the inside of your mouth and sent it to see what your DNA was, you perhaps now have your information available for sale for the highest bidder. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what are they going to do with it? They're going to learn a little bit about you. But now they can trace you to every single person that you've had any sort of relationship with. And for a while, it was all fun and games. What do I get my dad for Father's Day? I don't have a gift. He doesn't fish. Oh, I'll just get him a 23andMe test, and he can figure out that he's, part German and part Bulgarian or whatever, and then he's going to have a great party. And that was the way they sold it at the beginning is, you learn about your heritage. And then all of a sudden you get to embrace a whole side of you didn't even realize you had.
Well, yeah, and sometimes it brings old family members back together again, and sometimes it solves murders, because that's that's how they solved the Golden State Killer case.
Yeah, then that was the kind of the trend of the 23andMe is that people started learning. It was originally going to be all fun, like, oh, I'm Italian, great, let's all come over and have meatballs and celebrate.
I am Italian.
And then it became
48%.
Murders were being solved, weird missing persons cases were being solved, and then also people were learning some bad things like,
hey, my long lost brother is a murderer,
or even worse, this person that I was dating that I thought that, it turns out our parents or our grandparents were related, which means that we are indirectly or kind of directly related, and so I'm in an incestuous relationship.
Yeah, or my family history is like, oh, back in the day we were all slave owners on a plantation, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to think about that part of my family history.
You want to learn good things. You don't want to find out about bad things.
Exactly.
And that's the gamble that was the 23andMe. So I want to hear the stories, the things you learned about that you were not expecting to find out. 800-520-1067. What was the biggest 23andMe mystery? That it all started by you just swabbing your mouth and sending it in the mail. We'll give away some tickets right now to see Ricky Gervais, the Hollywood Bowl, on May 31st for you sharing your stories with us. And go ahead, Taylor, we'll start with you.
Sweet divots.
Sweet divots to you. What did you learn about on 23andMe?
So originally my mom told me my dad died. So I went to do the ancestry to know who I am and my nationality. And my dad popped up on my ancestry.
Wait, how did she say your dad died?
Well, growing up, I already had a stepdad. And so I asked her when I was 23, who's my dad? And she's like, oh, he committed suicide when you were young.
Whoa.
And so I just went with that. And then when I did ancestry, I actually got matched with a whole family with a whole last name that I never even heard of. Reached out to my mom, and I was like, who the heck are these people? And they're like, oh, sorry, Taylor, I got the wrong guy.
So did you ever reach out to the new dad?
Yes. I reached out to the new dad. He has 2 daughters. He lives in Vegas. I'm in Anaheim, so we're not that far apart. So it's been awesome. He's alive.
She wasn't trying to make you believe that your dad died. She thought it was a different guy that was your dad. Turns out she was wrong. It was a different guy who got her pregnant.
Yeah, so she was seeing basically two guys when she was younger.
Huh.
Didn't think the other guy was my dad, but that's not how it works with genetics, because I look like the guy who passed away.
So how do you know that maybe there weren't more than 2 guys?
There could have been. She didn't tell me about this guy who was my dad.
I know, so there could be more.
That's good, Allie. Let's put more thoughts in this poor girl's head.
I have siblings now. I got cousins now. It's awesome.
And they're all in Vegas, so you got Vegas hookups, which is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. I see them twice a year now. It's been awesome.
Adrian, what is the mystery that you learned about by doing the 23andMe test? What's up?
Well, it's not a 23andMe. Good morning. It's not a 23andMe, but what happened, I have a old co-worker, and he and his 2 siblings went and got tested to see if they were a donor match for a kidney transplant for their older sister. Long story short, they found out that they all had different dads.
That seems to be the biggest story, huh?
Yeah,
I thought my dad was my dad.
Right. It's always the dads for some reason. That's the problem. I mean, Omar, is living proof because not only did his actual biological dad desert him when he was only 2 years old, but then his new dad had a whole secret family.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it seems like dads are great at keeping secrets.
Now it seems like a horrible Father's Day present.
Yeah.
Here's all your secrets.
Yeah, if you're a dad, you get a 23andMe for Father's Day. You should just flush it down the toilet.
Thank you, daughter of mine. I'll definitely send this spit tube.
Aaron, what is the mystery that you uncovered because of the 23andMe? Stories you won't be able to tell pretty soon now that the company's filed for bankruptcy. What's up?
All right. Well, okay, so I'm white. My husband is black. And through 23andMe, we discovered that we actually have a cousin in common.
So does that make you second cousins?
No, we're not related to each other, but it turns out that this cousin of his, that we always knew was his cousin, was mixed, and she never knew her father, and so she went and did all the 23andMe and Ancestry and stuff and found her dad. And then a few years later, my husband's son and I all did 23andMe because we thought it would be fun. Mm-hmm. And so this cousin, when we were looking at relatives in common between my son and this cousin of my husband, several of my relatives came up, and we realized that she was actually half Ashkenazi Jew. I'm related to her through her father. and he's related to her through her mother. So it's just.
Would you rather not have known any of this?
Of course. You don't want to find out the guy you're married to. You guys have a cousin in common, because even though technically she's made the argument we're not related, it's close enough.
It was pretty wild, and
having sex with cousins is wild.
Allie knows. Allie slept with her cousin, and also
I didn't need 23andMe to sanction that.
I don't know if you're watching White Lotus these days, but incest is all the rage. It's trending in a big way. So you're a trendsetter, Aaron. Congratulations.
It's trending in a big way.
Incest is back, baby.
2025 is the year of incest. Everybody, get it.
All right, pull that clip. Renee, go ahead. You're on KROQ. What's up?
Hi, guys. I did the 23andMe because I was adopted, and my husband gave it to me. It turns out that I have a half-sister that is 2 months and 1 week younger than me, and a half-brother who's a mayor in BC, a half-brother that committed suicide. But the kicker is, when my biological dad got my mother pregnant, he dumped her, and then she called Homeland Security or whatever it was back then. He ended up marrying a 14-year-old, and that's how my younger sister is to be. He got deported back to Canada, but she's back in the United States now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is
Child bride.
Jerry. These stories are so wild.
Stuff.
If you think about this, once again, the idea, if you remember the original commercials, it was all just like, it was like a guy who took the test, and then he realized he was French, and he went out and bought a beret, and he ate a baguette, and he's like, hey, I can finally live my true life.
I know, those commercials are not accurate.
Yeah, you're not seeing the commercial it should have been, which is this woman discovers she's got a 14-year-old mother or something, whatever that story was.
Yes, my father was someone I didn't know and got a 14-year-old girl pregnant.
Oh, man. Allie, every single line here, it's like all... I wonder if anyone learned a good thing. I mean, I guess that first woman we talked to that found out she had relatives in Vegas and her dad's not actually dead, that's, I guess, a good story.
I think the best thing that can come out from it is like, my great-great-grandfather was on the Mayflower.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Stuff like that, like they were a part of history.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of that. Luna, maybe this is a good story. Luna, do you have a good story you learned from 23andMe?
Yeah, well, we learned about it through my cousin, and he got in touch with a half-sibling. He told his who was about my brother's age. My brother is like 35, and at that time, she was maybe like 27. So ended up happening. He told his dad. Dad's like, "Oh well, you can't like tell anybody because it's going to like ruin the family." My cousin ended up telling my brother. My brother ended up doing a 23andMe test. Everything exploded to he was cheating throughout his entire marriage for 36 years.
Oh my God, 36 years of infidelity. You got to respect that.
Did you
Allie.
say this was a happy ending?
No, I think she's back. We finally found a happy ending. This is from Stephanie. Yes, you have a happy ending?
No, not really.
You standing at Dodger Stadium in the pit, checking out that band right there. We got your tickets coming up in about an hour. Then you'll win them again at noon, 3 and 6, all day and all week right here on KROQ. Dodger Stadium, My Chem Show will get you in. First, though, let's figure out what's going on in the world. It's time for a look at your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, tributes continue to pour in for the Pope, who died early this morning, Italy time, so it was late last night, our time. So just after Easter, he passed away at 88 years old. He was Pope for 12 years, and they're going to do the Holy Rosary in a few hours. This is the beginning of 9 days of mourning for the Pope, and there have been a lot of tributes coming in. I guess we'll start with the most important, the moment of silence from the New York Stock Exchange.
Oh.
It's nice.
It's big. Let's do one right now here on KROQ.
Okay, ready?
There you go.
Nice. Also some tributes from former presidents and presidential candidates. Hillary Clinton and Michelle and Barack Obama have made some comments about what a great pope he was. And also a lot of praise and commentary from the LGBT community, because he was one of the few, obviously very high up in the Catholic Church, who praised and included LGBTQ plus people, and anybody who is in that community who also has had some issues with religion and trying to stay in the Catholic Church. That means a lot. I remember that going through, when I went to Catholic high school, it was something that I dealt with personally that was really tough. And to have somebody who, in the Catholic community, everyone really looks up to, say something that's actually inclusive feels like a huge win. And it's definitely extra sad for them this morning.
And this was a beautiful quote, I believe, from someone in your community, Allie, about the passing of the Pope.
You guys.
Hold on one second. Stupid, dumb drop of Omar grunting I couldn't get. Here we go. There it is. Oh, man. Edit that in the podcast. Make it seem funny.
Oh, man, that would have been so funny.
Stupid.
All right, moment of silence for that.
All right, moment of silence for that dumb joke. Here we go. Okay, great. There we go. Moving on.
All right. Are you nice to your AI chatbots? Do you say please and thank you when you're typing in prompts and expecting responses? Nearly 70% of people claim that they are intentionally nice to their AI when they're interacting with it.
It's a smart move because eventually the robots will take over. And if we're not polite now, it's a lot of barking orders. Do this, do that. I remember a report recently that said that because of how much we yell at Siri and Alexa, and that's obviously a little different than the chat, but not really.
It was making us rude.
It was making us rude to humans because we just completely forgot to say please, thank you, having any sort of a pleasantry in our voice. Everything became very, now, what is that now?
Well,
how many teaspoons in a cup? It was just yelling orders.
Or it's like, Alexa, stop!
Right. Stop! Shut it down.
But I also think we need to have an internal conversation about what's more important, because while they say it is good to be nice in all ways, when you are nice to your AI chatbot, it's actually bad for the environment. And people saying please and thank you and all this extra flowery language is costing tens of millions of dollars in electricity bills, because that's how these AI systems are run. So, yes, a lot of people say that they're nice just because it's a good thing to do. Some people say it's nice because when the robot takeover happens, they want to be on the robot's good side.
Yeah, I don't want this robot banging my wife.
But if the AI has to work harder to figure out exactly what you're saying and how you're asking for it. And the more language and the more back and forth that happens, the more energy is being consumed to make that process happen.
So you're saying the AI, artificial intelligence, actually wants us to speak more robotic when we speak to it.
Just be clear and direct. Like, yes, you can say thank you, sure, but don't add too much extra stuff, because that's just more work for the AI. And it costs more energy and it costs more money.
All right.
And then, speaking of hurting the environment, meanwhile in downtown LA, people are cutting down trees with a chainsaw for no apparent reason.
Well, chainsaws are cool, and if you have a chainsaw, eventually you run out of things to cut down. You bought it for a project. When that project's done, you still have the chainsaw. The fact that Omar sits around with a chainsaw in his garage, probably most weekends doesn't even rev that thing up. It's true. It's a goddamn shame.
It's just there.
Every time you look at that thing, you probably think to yourself, man, I wish I could just rev it up and start cutting stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, my dad helped me cut down a tree in our backyard, and he brought his chainsaw all the way from where he lives in Northern California, and I've never seen him so happy.
Oh,
and he even was like, I gotta shave a little more off this side, a little more off this side. Hold on, I can get it even lower.
If you have a friend with a chainsaw and you ever need any reason for them to use it, trust me when I say they will accommodate. They will be like, I'm there in 15 minutes.
But
like,
don't
people
cut
have
down trees, please.
Yeah, I mean, don't cut down trees that we need, I guess, with the
don't
chainsaw.
be a douchebag.
But also, I mean, I'm kind of... If the guy was just cutting down trees with like a stupid hacksaw, I'd be like, what a loser. But the guy's got a chainsaw, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Well, if you're like wasted over the weekend going from bar to bar and then somehow you access a chainsaw, what's your first thought? I'm going to cut down this tree.
Yeah, and of all the things that are making news that people are doing with chainsaws, like this is the least terrible way it could go, because it could be someone that's running around, chopping up people. And then you go, start with, but trees could be the gateway. Just get that chainsaw.
To an arm.
Chainsaw energy. You never know. We get into a brand new hour of the show right now. Here we go.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Too late now. Damn it. Anyway, welcome to a brand new hour of the show. It's just after 8 o'clock on a Monday. Recovery weekend. How was your WrestleMania party? How was your Coachella? How was your Lakers playoff? I know how the Lakers playoff thing went because I was there, and let me tell you, felt pretty good for the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, and then it started falling apart real quick. But they'll get a chance again tomorrow night. Of course, Lakers not playing tonight because Crypto's taken over by the Kings and already sent a listener to some playoff hockey. If you want to win from us, in less than an hour, we send you to Dodger Stadium for some MyCamp. We'll do that for you this morning right here on KROQ. Text line is open for you at 800-520-1067. With your thoughts about anything we got going on the show. This hour, we got the return of the pop quiz, a 420 edition of the pop quiz. Jake was camped out outside of a weed shop, talking to people as they were leaving with their 420 goodies, and we'll figure out if they're able to answer questions for a quiz that they didn't know they were going to take part in. So we'll get into that. And Allie was actually at Coachella, standing by the merch tent as people were loading up on their merch, and she immediately hit them with a "Do you know the band on your shirt?" with bands shirts they were buying in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like, hey, I'm going to go see Green Day in a few hours, now's the time for me to buy some merch. Does that mean you're a true fan because, oh man, I'm finally seeing them at Coachella and I got to get specific Coachella merch? Or is it the first time you're ever buying Green Day merch?
Imagine people were probably very confused at Coachella. They're like, I think that woman was just throwing diapers around 50 minutes ago. Now she's quizzing me.
She's interrogating me.
She's quizzing me
shirt.
before I can. Apparently, we've made Coachella way less fun. So anyway, we'll get to all that coming up later this morning on the show. If you need us, we're here live and in the flesh on YouTube. Don't believe us? Check it out. Streaming right now on KROQ's YouTube. And you can listen live or interact at 800-520-1067. It's KROQ. Good morning. We are Klein Alley Show. The Go line is there when we're not around, 844-956-GOAT. It's got a collection of things, especially on a Monday, a mix, because the audience is all over the place. Some of them were celebrating 420, some of them were having fun WrestleMania, others at Coachella. And then there was the odds of someone else listening to this show that also used to work at a Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, you got to think that's got to be 1 in a billion when Vanessa, our very own Vanessa, who's currently on a cruise, she used to be the rat, Chucky the Rat. That was her job. And this guy claims that that was no one's job. That was actually a punishment. And we need to figure out exactly how she got stuck in the suit.
Hey, Davis, guys. I'm listening out there at this podcast, and Klein was mentioning that Vanessa worked at Chuck E. Cheese and dressed up as a rat, and it was smelly. It reminded me of a story when I was 16 when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, and I showed up to work about 30 minutes late.
By the way, more proof that she's a child, that everyone who's like, yes, I also had that job when I was a child. And Vanessa's clearly a child.
And my punishment was I had to get in the Chuck E. costume.
So this guy claims that the Chuck E. Cheese he worked at, that was a punishment. If you showed up late to work, you're like, you get to be the rat today.
But I think that at Vanessa's work, she was the one who was the smallest, so she fit in the costume the best.
That's what they told her, and then she believed it because she's also pretty gullible.
Yeah, but think about it. I'm sure at every Chuck E. Cheese, it's exactly what he said. It's the punishment. It's the person that showed up later or whatever. But then when Vanessa gets hired, they're like, guys, let's just tell her it's always her.
Right. She's right. She'll fall for it, and she's little.
After one of the older ladies was just in it for about an hour.
Ooh.
Oh, so this guy had to wear the suit after the old lady wore the suit.
And it was extremely sweaty, hot, smelly, and she literally took off parts of the costume. I sprayed them and put them right on. It was absolutely terrible.
Oh, man. I mean, that's terrible. I know that there's parts of every job that stink, literally and figuratively, but the idea that this guy had to wear that mascot costume, and I know that there's people that walk around Disneyland dressed up in costume, and they look... They look like Disney's put some time and effort to make sure those people are as comfortable as humanly possible walking around all day in the costume. Chuck E. Cheese rat does not look like a very comfortable costume.
Well, I would imagine they keep the rat just like they keep the restaurant itself.
Right.
I mean, they're like running that thing with a carpet vac every once in a while, and that's about it.
Right.
I love dressing up as Chuck. It was a really fun time.
Yeah, it sounds
like. All right, guys. We did. Love you.
You'll have to find out what she did wrong to get stuck in that costume, because it seems like that is, if this guy claims that was a punishment or like new employee hazing.
And then it just never ended.
That it just never
She
stopped.
just never passed.
Never stopped. I don't know. Once again, it's just more proof is piling up that, as Omar made the point, I never thought about this, that we may have accidentally hired a child to work for us.
Oh, I think with Odyssey, it was not accidental.
Oh, they're using some of that kid labor. Like, hey, these are working at sweatshops in China. Let's go ahead and make one of these work for us.
I mean,
well, she does sit here during the day making wallets after we get off the air. I'm always confused.
Really
as to why,
strong wallets.
Yeah, why she's doing that. But she's got those little nimble fingers going to town. We take a super quick break. When we get back, let's see how potheads did leaving the weed shop yesterday. If you'd like to join us for the pot quiz, chance for you to win something. If they're able to answer some very simple questions, we're going to meet someone that Jake claims was a man, but we're convinced was a woman. But we'll listen to the audio next, and it's happened outside of a weed shop yesterday on 420. The pot quiz next on KROQ.
My Chemical Romance finally announced what they have been teasing.
The band are believed to be heading out on a headlining tour.
It is a 2025 tour for the Black Parade.
The Black Parade is also the name of our alter ego on this record. This was a really difficult record to make.
It became the defining album of their career, and for some, the defining album of an entire movement, an entire period of musical history.
Nothing poignant to say, just holy.
It's the KROQ Pit Parade. Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance. Listen to 9 and 3 and 6 to see them on their long-lived The Black Parade North American Tour, July 26th or 27th at Dodger Stadium. Night 1 sold out. Night 2 on sale now, courtesy of Live Nation.
Hey, this is Gerard. And this is Frank from My Chemical Romance. Win tickets all this week.
Win tickets to the pit to My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance and KROQ.
Yeah! A new endeavor, but he ain't too smart and he ain't very clever. So the FCC just lets him be, cause they cannot understand what he's saying. They tried to shut him down, ha ha ha. We put Kevin back on the frequency. Well, we tried to reach out to Bean, but he wouldn't return our calls, you see, cause we're all bankrupt. Odyssey, and put Kevin back on the frequency. Well, we need a little controversy, so everybody just follow our lead and pretend you are kind of happy that Kevin's back on the frequency. What did we do? What did we do? KROQ.
That song ended. That ended. So now we're going to talk. That's over. That is over. You dumbass.
A pleasure and an honor to welcome back to the home that he built, lived in for 30 years. The great Kevin Ryder is back on KROQ.
I got to tell you, it's weird to be introduced as a huge guest.
Well,
and to be teased all morning as a mystery huge guest.
Yeah, because I did that for so many years where I would hype up guests and go, they're great. This is going to be great.
Meanwhile, you're thinking to yourself, God, I hope this tracks with the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
clue.
In this particular case, we knew that everyone would be equally excited, and phones are already lit up, as I knew they would be. Text line is on fire. People still think this is part of a cruel April Fool's joke. So would you like to clear up the air on that, at least right away?
Yes, I am not working here.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
So this was all just a bit.
Yes.
Goodbye. The great Kevin Ryder. What a treat.
No, they asked me when I wanted to come back. Well, we were talking about it, and I said, April Fool's. You got to do it on April Fool's so people don't know.
So how did it feel yesterday walking through these doors?
It was really odd because everything is the same except for it's a little off. It's just like the world is exactly the same as it was, and yet every little thing is different. Running the controls was different.
It's crazy when you see like stains that were on the carpet when you left that are still right there.
That I made.
Yeah, stains that you made.
Right.
Yeah, you are a legend, like we've said. Those are Hall of Fame stains right there.
I know exactly what they are, and I do not want to get near them.
It's hard because in the time since you left KROQ, you did pop up on other podcasts, other radio stations, and it always sounded off to me because your voice is so synonymous with KROQ. And I always, just like Kevin Weatherly coming back after leaving, this place has a weird way of sucking you back in, and it seemed like almost poetic that it would be. I knew it happened. I was hoping I would still be here to witness it happen, and I was hoping you wouldn't take our job, but still, here you are.
I didn't know that it would happen. I didn't know that.
Really?
No.
Not even a piece of you thought?
Did I want to? Yeah, but I didn't think it would, no. I just didn't think they would make the moves until, am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I think that it's time to just clear the air and be...
Yeah, new management, terrible.
New company.
Yeah, terrible.
No, I'm saying now as of the last...
Oh, you didn't think it would happen now, right?
Right. There's new management now, and the people that were at the top are not at the top anymore, and it makes a big difference. And then Kevin Weatherly came back, and he was my program director for 27, 28 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. And he's the person that I trust most in the world.
Well, you obviously have been on the airwaves of KROQ for many, many years, and it was really devastating to see you go, and I think a lot of people are really happy right now. And one question I've always wanted to ask you, as somebody who is a Hall of Famer, as someone who's been doing this successfully for many, many years, did you ever feel like you were truly good at your job?
No, God, have you heard me?
Yeah.
We've got to get to the bottom of what in the hell is going on with this Blue Man group. These guys, they paint their faces red.
Paint their faces red.
Hey, Kevin.
The amount of time between blue and red was about 1.5 seconds. Hey, Omar.
What's happening, man?
Your brain is broken, man. It really is.
Man, it's been broken the whole time. That's why it's weird to me. People say Hall of Fame, okay, but have they heard me talk?
Right.
There's also this.
Is that so? He doesn't. Are you
common.
a regular Duck fan? You watch all the time, him?
Beautifully said.
That is not edited.
It's not. Should be.
I think that might be my favorite one because I just kept adding nonsensical words one at a time onto. And something in my brain said, yeah, if I just say this, it'll all make sense
eventually. And how did you know? That's why you are Hall of Fame, because you can take a sentence, it's not even a sentence, just a word jumble, and make it such an amazing moment that brought so much joy to so many people. Stanley, you're on KROQ. I knew this would happen, but you are listening to the actual real Kevin Ryder back in the KROQ studios. An article that I think just dropped this morning from Variety explains that you will be back on KROQ. Go ahead, Stanley.
Heck yeah. I just want to start off by saying it is so great to hear the legendary Kevin Ryder.
Thank you, Stanley.
KROQ, dude. I have to admit, dude, I was one of the KROQ listeners that kind of, man, where's my dudes, Kevin and Bean at? I'm not going to listen to the radio station because of what they did to them. And I felt so bad because, I supported the radio station for many years. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, I don't know. So, I'm one of the returning listeners, and I am so glad that Kevin Ryder is back. It's actually my birthday today.
No, this was planned for you.
Yeah,
way to make this all about you.
It's all about you.
Yeah, man, but it's an honor to, to hear you guys, talk to you guys, especially Kevin Ryder. I've been listening to you guys now. It's like the best. It's great news. Let me tell you, I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of KROQ listeners that it is so awesome to hear that voice back on the radio.
I got to tell you, it is a weird thing to have lived my life where I thought maybe someday I could work in a market like Los Angeles. It wouldn't be at a cool station. It would be a lame station.
Yeah.
But I'd be in the market, and then to work at KROQ, this legendary station that so many people in the mid-'70s and all through the '80s built. And then to stay here for that, none of it makes sense to me.
Well, the good news is you missed this period where we went through a weird, Post Malone hip-hop phase, but now it's all back to the
we played a lot of Kid Cudi while you were gone.
Yeah. But don't worry, it's back now.
We're playing a lot of Korn now.
So you're going to hear a lot of that. That's back.
Omar has probably 15 hours of me messing up.
I
can whip that out.
What's funny, too, is that, as we are constantly running out of storage and the computers are crashing here, they always always tell us delete old files. And there's like twice a week I come across Kevin Ryder files. And for 5 years now, I have that. I have the right click. All I got to do is click delete. I'm not doing it. I refuse to delete these files because not only they bring us all such joy, but I had a feeling, a hope in my heart that eventually this moment that's happening right now would happen. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. Go ahead.
Hey, Kev Dog, it's me, your former sports guy and current superstar, Jimmy Kimmel. Just wanted to welcome you back to KROQ. It's crazy that after all of these years, you are still unemployable anywhere else. Too bad Hooters is closing. Good luck back on KROQ. Seacrest out.
Oh, what a nice message.
That was really Jimmy Kimmel.
That's really great.
Really
that
Jimmy
guy
Kimmel.
loves you, huh?
He does. Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, he's the best.
It's nice that you're here because now we can ask you for advice on things that we should do on the air. For example, on Friday, we're supposed to pierce Klein's nipple, and management has told us, please do not do this. Now,
no, it's not please do not do this. We got an email from the head lawyer, Mike Dash, who I think said he was busy working on the Kevin Ryder deal.
He sent us like legal copy paste.
How did you let it get out to them that you were going to do it?
Well, thank you. We did something else on the air a couple of weeks ago that we did not tell anybody about, and because this show is now being live streamed, the bosses saw it and got pissed that we never ran it up the flagpole. So now for this, our producer's telling us we got to try and run it up the flagpole because we can't get in trouble again.
Now.
Yeah,
it's just all flagpoles. But now, I mean, you guys did tons of stuff that you didn't ask permission to do, and you probably thought you were going to get fired over all kinds of stuff.
You asked for forgiveness, not permission. That's the rule. You know that.
Yeah, Vanessa, I know, and I don't know what happened is that Vanessa has recently gotten very scared of the lawyers because they sent her a threatening letter, and so as a result now everything is getting we talk about it on the problem.
Once they start citing like they're like according to document 1C 5.2 and you're like, oh god, I can't win this battle.
Dave, you're on KROQ. Go ahead. A lot of people just want to say hello to Kevin Ryder for the first time in a long time, and he's back now on KROQ. Don't believe us? We're on YouTube streaming right now. You can see what he looks like. The guy is the ageless wonder. What's up, Dave?
Hey guys, good morning. Hey, good morning. Thank you so much, and welcome back, Kevin. This is Dave from Long Beach. I'm 42. I've been listening to you to KROQ for
Happy 420 for those of you who celebrate, and for you real potheads, today or tomorrow is when you actually will get around to celebrating 420. If you were out and about, perhaps you realized, oh my gosh, I am out of weed. I need to get to the weed shop ASAP. And the last thing you wanted was to be approached by Jake the Nerd and his dog to ask you a bunch of questions on your way out, but that's exactly what he does, and that's why we have the pot quiz.
It's time for the pot quiz. Pot with the T, not a P. We're gonna quiz you while you're high. Man, you got that red eye. It's time for the pot quiz. Pot with the T, not a P.
Pot, 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 pot. Sing it. Pot, 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 pot.
Keep going.
The only question we know that we will get is how many grams are there in an ounce? That's how it always wraps up. And the answer I think we're always looking for is 28. We rarely ever get that from these people that love pot so much. They obviously never dealt the pot. They just buy it and smoke it. So
even when you just said that, I'm like 16?
I think it's 28. We rarely ever get that answer. Sometimes one time someone said there was 1 gram in an ounce, and we go, wow, that is deep stuff right there. Here's the person we're playing with this week, and then we'll get to a contestant on the phone in a moment.
What's your name?
My name is Coda.
Coda from where?
Chicago originally, but I just live up the street now.
All right. Coda, what'd you buy today?
Sativa, sour cherry tree. I'm excited.
All right. Are you high right now?
I'm a little high right now. I just smoked a little bit of my bowl from last night.
That's a sad moment when you realize this is all I have left is what's in this bowl. And after
God,
this is gone,
those days.
There's nothing left. I can only smoke so much of this resin before I'm completely tapped out.
And then you get high for like a minute, and then you just get a headache.
Yeah, you're like, man, now I just feel like I'm smoking glass at this point.
Yeah.
I'm literally a crackhead at this point. I need to get more weed.
All right.
So now Jake is going to go into the questions. And as you know, these questions are always paired together, Allie. So it'll be something that would be more book smarts and then something that would be more weed smarts. Like he'll always do one of those whose face is on the $5 bill followed by whose face is on the box of Count Chocula. And usually the potheads don't really know the real questions, but they always know the serial ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only words of wisdom if we pick you to play the pot quiz. Let's go to Chino and say hi to Aaron for a chance to win an ounce of something from us here at KROQ. Good morning, Aaron.
Hi, pop, 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 pop.
See, catchy ass song. Keep on singing it.
You know
Never
all
stop.
the words.
Did you celebrate 420?
I did not. Unfortunately, there's too much Easter stuff going on.
I get it. You have to make some decisions, and sometimes Easter reigns supreme. Other people said nothing better than realizing that I have a bunch of chocolate bunnies to eat after I am baked off my ass. Let's get into it. It's time for the pot quiz, and this is the first question. I don't know how many of these she has to get right. We'll probably end up giving you a prize regardless. So let's go ahead and get to question number 1. This is Jake the Nerd talking to, what was her name? Or his name?
Coda.
He claims that Coda's a man, not a woman. I thought Coda was a woman. Here's the first question.
Whose face is on the $10 bill?
All right. Jake's questions are rather predictable because I think he sticks to the same formula. But whose face is on the $10 bill? I think we learned last time it's Alexander Hamilton. And if Coda is a man, like Jake claims, I would think he has probably seen Hamilton many times. Right? You picking up on that, Allie?
Sure.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. All right, will Coda get that right, yes or no? This is someone just leaving the weed shop, weed in hand, hoping to go home and smoke, got stopped by Jake for the pot quiz.
No, definitely not.
All right, let's find out.
Nope, hold on. Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln?
Man, that's combining 2 different presidents.
Isn't that the guy from Spider-Man? I think he was like in the Social Network. Yeah, he's an actor, yeah.
That's an actor. Oh, my God. It's not George Washington. Dude, my public education was so bad.
All right, she got that very wrong. Excuse me, he got that very wrong, which means you got that right. But let's see if you're able to get the second part of the first question correct.
Whose face is on the box of Lucky Charms?
All right, now you think this pothead will know that question?
No. I think he's just going to think of Leprechaun.
Yeah. But what will we accept?
Okay.
Do we need Lucky the Leprechaun?
Oh, you accept that? Oh, yeah, that'll go.
All right, let's find out. I would imagine. I mean, Lucky Charms has got to be the greatest. I mean, we could argue about this all day. What is the greatest gift to the pothead community in the form of cereal? And people may argue Captain Crunch, Crunch Berries. I could see the argument for like...
Yeah, but he's a portrait of toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
It's all about Lucky the Leprechaun.
Yeah, I feel like universally, with the marshmallows, that's got to be...
He's got rainbows on him.
Right, here we go.
Whose face is on the box of Lucky Charms?
The Leprechaun.
All right, I will accept that as the correct answer. You made it through round 1 of the pot quiz beautifully with 2 correct answers. We go to round 2 now.
What is the capital of Brazil?
Capital of Brazil. And I think we learned last time that is Brasilia is the capital of Brazil.
No, their public education sucked.
All right, public education sucks. Let's find out if...
No, they said that.
Let's find out if Brasilia is right and or wrong.
Yes. What is the capital of Brazil?
Sao Paulo.
What is the capital T in THC?
All right, so he got that wrong. Mm-hmm. It is not São Paulo, but did give us a place in Brazil. So
yeah, at least, and it seemed very sure of himself, even though he was wrong.
Already impressed by that, but it is incorrect. So now we go to question 2 in round 2, which is...
What is the capital T in THC?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's a tongue twister.
It is, because it's like a...
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Oh, yeah, 0 chance. Even if you love weed, you're not getting that right. You say no?
No.
All right. No. This is let's see if you can get a clean sweep now. Here we go.
What is the capital T in THC?
The T. Oh, God. Girl, I couldn't know.
He called him girl.
He called Jake a girl, which is also wrong.
Breasts.
Yeah, he's just staring at your breast the whole time, Jake. That is incorrect, which means for you, a clean sweep as we go into round 3 now of the pot quiz.
I have no idea.
What's it called when a plant turns CO2 into oxygen?
All right, now up until now, the only question that this person has gotten right at all was there's a leprechaun on the box of Lucky Charms. Everything up in except,
which if you're going to get one thing right as a stoner, that would be the one.
If you got that wrong, I don't think you're a real stoner.
Yes.
So you believe there's 0 chance that this man by the name of Coda will get this next question right?
No.
All right. You're doing great so far.
What's it called when a plant turns CO2 into oxygen?
Photosynthesis.
Wow. Where did that come from? We always said when you just want to seem smart, just mention photosynthesis.
And it worked. I think he's a genius.
Right. This guy is a professor.
Girl. God. I was a theater major.
Oh, clearly. So that is correct as well. I will go with that one. All right. Well, your first trip up happened, but you can make it back if you get this right. Here we go.
What's it called when you smoke in the car with the windows up?
All right.
Oh, yes. He'll know that one.
Yeah.
All right. You say you'll know that. The answer we're looking for, I believe, is hot box. Although I would accept clam bake as well.
Sure.
But here we go.
Hotboxing.
Hey, there we
I was
go.
a theater major.
All right, and at this point, you've already won. I don't know what we're going to give you, but we're going to give you an ounce of something. But just for fun, because Jake was out and about on 420 talking to Coda, leaving the weed shop.
Finish this quote. 7 years ago.
See, I would say maybe because of the theater major. I feel like that's something that you learn in theater, right? Isn't that like a monologue or
It is
something?
a beautiful quote by Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln did say it 7 years ago. Our forefathers, some blah, 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 blah. Will he get this one right, Aaron?
No.
Okay.
I was that bitch.
That
There
is
you go.
incorrect. It's an updated speech for 2025, clearly. And the follow-up to part 2 of that question is...
Finish this quote. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening.
Now, we talked about this.
Yes, I know that one.
That's
I
the
know
Bagel Bites jingle. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper
that's
time.
last week.
Pizza's on a bagel. You can have pizza anytime.
Anytime.
And it's a great song, and we should listen to it more often. We've said that many times. So, Will, you all right, here we go.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening.
Pizza in the night.
Oh.
Pizza in the night.
That is unfortunately incorrect. And then this is, of course, the question we always end on.
And finally, how many grams in an ounce?
All right. How many grams in an ounce? The answer we're looking for is 28. 28 grams in an ounce. Will Coda get this right? This is your final question. Aaron, doesn't matter. You've already won a prize.
Yeah, I'm telling you that one. No,
All right.
actually, they never get it right. No.
All right, here we go.
14.
That is
That's
very,
not a lot.
very incorrect. All right, well, you did great. Hold on 1 second. Let's get Aaron an ounce of something, and we will give you this from Joe, fresh off Coachella. End of beginning on KROQ. KROQ, Klein Alley Show, fresh from Coachella right there. That's Joe. If you need us, we're here for you at 800-520-1067. You can check out the Instagram if you haven't been there yet. See some of the amazingly very successful Rock Pants handout, the first official Rock Pants handout, branded Rock Pants, Klein Alley Show, something we talked about on this show. People said it's a dumb idea, yet we continue to see it all the way through. That's the thing about the dumb ideas around here. We don't let them die like we should.
It definitely hurts more when you get bad reactions to the dumb idea in person.
Yeah, but you know what? For the few people that used the Rock Pants and didn't miss their favorite bands at Coachella, you're welcome.
There
You're
was
welcome.
one woman who gave me a look that I will never forget.
Look of disgust.
It was just so beyond disgust. It was disgust and disappointment.
Oh, you should be used to that
and
look.
Shade, and she just looked at me and walked in the other direction. Like, didn't even grace me with a response.
See, imagine if you had been a weekend one Coachella, you would have gotten that look thousands of times.
Yes.
Weekend two, you were at least
people
surrounded
were
by
having a good time.
your people, right? Less
Yeah.
judgy, for sure.
But the next morning, so Sunday morning, obviously it's Easter, and I'm obviously hungover and recovering, and I will be still recovering for the next couple of days. I get a call from my mother, who was watching our kid while we were gone.
You left your kid with a throat coat?
Yeah.
Wow.
My
I'm
mom
shocked she
and my
wasn't at
stepdad.
Coachella, making her way, earning herself some backstage, you know?
She was the Coachella.
Yeah, it's always Coachella with your mom.
So she says, hey, we're taking Wesley to an Easter celebration at a distant relative's house who happens to live close to where I live. Would you please come over when you pick him up and meet everybody?
Oh, my God.
And
Meeting
I was
people?
like, what?
Hungover on a Sunday after you were at Coachella for 3 days?
I said, I look like crap, and you know when I look like crap, Klein, it's bad.
I thought that was what we're doing right now.
I know. And
Isn't
this
that
is
today?
me trying.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I tried. I did my hair and makeup and everything.
Instant vote on YouTube right now. Is Allie trying? 1 for yes, 2 for definitely not. Go ahead. Let us know.
So I said, look, I'm wearing sweatpants right now. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not planning on putting a makeup on. I look tired. Can I please not pick him up in person and meet all these people?
That's Easter guilt, though, because in addition to just regular family guilt, you throw in the fact that it's one of the big ones.
Oh, my God. Well, you have a basket, and we're going to do an Easter egg hunt and all this stuff. So I go, okay, I'm stopping by quickly, but I'd like to stop by the house and change first at least. She goes, no, I already told them all you're at Coachella, so they understand. And I'm like, okay, so they're expecting a train wreck, and now I'm going to give them the train wreck in person. The sooner you get here, the better. So we drive over. We show up to people's house that I've never been to, meet probably 20 to 25 people that I have never met before that are all in their, quote, Easter best.
Oh, so everyone's dressed up nice. in their best pastels.
Yes, in their pastels.
Flowery dresses.
Oh, yeah. Everyone looks amazing.
And then you roll in like the Tasmanian devil.
Yes. And then and they go, oh, yeah, you guys were at Coachella, right? Yeah, oh, we heard. It seems like it was pretty fun, looking at me, blah, blah, blah. Then my mom goes, before you go, can we please take some pictures? It is Easter after all. I'm like, Mom, I have to have sunglasses on I cannot take off because it will horrify everybody.
But we all know you are photogenic. I mean, we've gotten some great pictures of you on your whitewater rafting adventure. We got some great pictures of you running in that turkey trot. Got some great pictures of you with that mullet haircut you gave yourself.
I don't have a great track record.
Terrible
this.
track record.
So why would she put me through this?
And such a ruiner of
photos.
If you're in a Easter family picture, I'm sure many were taken yesterday, everyone's kind of got the same look going for the most part. To watch some
the
sort of
khakis with the pastel pink collared
hungover
shirt.
mess standing there wearing sweatpants. I mean, it's going to look
and
like...
I smell probably, like
I'm
alcohol.
I'm sure you did.
And then I'm holding my kid, who also looks great because he's all in his little Easter outfit too. And then we just look like two people off the street who kidnapped a child.
I can't wait for this picture.
And what is the point of taking this photo when nobody in the photo knows who I am?
Well, did they put you on the end? Because you know how sometimes...
I put myself on the
smart.
end.
So you at least understand that you are croppable. And to understand that, that's the self-awareness you need to have.
Absolutely.
When you know, even just when you're taking regular family pictures of any event, whatever it is, hey, let's get a picture. You know if someone's just dating someone casually and new, always got to put them on the end. Sometimes these people are so unself-aware, they put themselves right in the middle.
Yeah, but you know what? My mom really wanted the picture because everybody has Easter guilt for themselves. I got to post a picture of my family on Easter.
To make it seem like I have people,
a family.
Right.
That I love my family and my family loves me, and on Easter we're all together having a great time. And then she sent the picture to the Pope and he died.
Okay, she saw Allie. I'd rather not live than know that this is happening.
This is too much.
I can't believe I stood up for this woman's rights sexually. What an abomination she clearly is in the pictures.
I'll let you know when the pictures come out.
Yeah. I'm sure we're going to wait for them to get developed. Her mom's behind this. KROQ, Klein Alley Show. like to see my Chem at Dodger Stadium from the pit, we will make that happen for you in about 20 minutes. You'll have chances throughout the entire day to win them on KROQ, happening at 9 with us, then noon, 3, and 6 with the great Kevin Ryder, who's back on KROQ. That's right. If you're just joining us, just coming out of a coma, just back on the radio, maybe you have a rental car, all of a sudden KROQ's on, haven't heard in a while. Kevin Ryder's back, baby. So it's exciting, and he brings gifts to the tune of tickets for you to go to Dodger Stadium for some MyChem, and we'll have your first chance to win in about 20 minutes, and then you'll win them throughout the day here on KROQ. There's a very important message that I think could save a lot of people's relationships on the GOAT line.
Klein and Allie, you guys are f***ing assholes.
That's not the right one. Hold on. This is the one. It has to do with something that I was talking about last week, greeting cards and the obligation to send greeting cards, especially when it's anniversary or someone's birthday. My actual wedding anniversary is today. Today is the actual day I got married.
Am I supposed to say happy anniversary?
No, it doesn't matter. But this guy, I guess, left a message to try to save my ass. Unfortunately, this is a little too late. I wish I'd heard this message over the weekend.
Okay, so I have the ultimate hack for greeting cards, specifically for like anniversaries, Valentine's Day, things like that. So someone showed me this a long time ago, and it's got me through some good stuff.
And this guy sounds like a guy that's been through some stuff.
But he hear it in his voice.
Yeah,
sure.
but he also sounds like he's pretty confident in this hack. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time, if you are in a relationship, this could potentially save your relationship or at least get you laid.
What you do is you find a card that has like just the most mushiest, beautiful sayings in there that, your girl's going to love. You take a picture of that. Then you find, a funny, silly card that doesn't really have much in it. And then when you get home, you pull up your picture and you actually write down all the mushy stuff in the first card.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of genius. Think about this for a second. I know it seems simple, and yes, you could use ChatGPT to come up with something.
Well, and you're spending money on 2 cars.
No, you're not.
You take
a picture of the first card.
Right, okay.
Take a picture of the really well-written, I can't think of a day without you, you complete me, all that crap. And then you go home with the blank card or the other one, and you handwrite. You're plagiarizing, but it's because it's your handwriting. They will assume you've come up with these thoughts yourself.
But you're not going to remember. And what are the chances that you're going to do that a year from now?
Oh, I'll forget
the exact same thing.
Yeah,
right.
no, I'll absolutely forget this. But in theory, it's a great, rather than having to write the message where a lot of people just go, like I got yelled at, or not yelled at, but I mean, you guys all yelled at me because all I did was sign my name.
You didn't even write, I love you. You just wrote,
it was right there.
Klein.
It's in the card. I bought the effing card. So clearly there's love there. I'm not buying a card for someone.
You're agreeing with Jake.
I don't like that.
That's good.
I don't like that at all.
Your girl's going to think that you are the most romantic, just loving person, and you'll definitely get your BJ at the end of the night. All right? That's my hack of the day.
Hey, thank you for that. That could change. That could save some people's relationships, or at least get them that BJ that they so crave.
A beach at the end of the night, thanks to Papyrus.
It's all about that. Quick break. We're back with your news, and then your MyChem tickets next.
The World Famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ.
I know since I was, 7, 8 years old, and I used to listen to Kevin and Bean on my ride to high school, and you guys it was just such a great show. And Kevin, I'm really happy that you're back.
Thank you.
It's full circle. Allie and Klein have done a good job.
Agreed.
But Kevin and Bean, was just a special place in my life, and thanks for everything that you did, and welcome back. When I was picking up my kids yesterday from school, I heard the song at 3:00 and I couldn't believe it. So anyway, Kevin, welcome back, and really do appreciate you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very cool.
You got people. Hold on. Another celebrity on the phone that wants to say something. Go ahead.
Hey, Kev Dog, me, Jimmy Kimmel again. Remember me? Of course you do. I'm a massive celebrity now. It's so great hearing you on KROQ again. Do you get to fire Klein Alley show, or can I do that?
Oh.
I guess we'll just wait until Bean gets here so we can kick the lesbian and the Jew to the curb.
Wow, Jimmy Kimmel.
He is
happening?
What is
edgy.
Wow. I don't like that Jimmy Kimmel. I thought he was a nice guy. Now, are you
He's a
here?
very emotional guy. I mean, Kevin, when you left, Jimmy Kimmel cried.
Yeah, he
you
was
were not only like a million other people can do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it wasn't just me.
Right.
Right? Like, everybody was fired.
Of
That's
course.
what angered me was that the people who didn't need to be fired, our support staff who worked 70 hours a day, got fired. Like, it was the beginning of the
I didn't get
pandemic. Omar didn't. No, Omar's a traitor.
Well, it's
that's right.
Omar's
God
a traitor.
damn it.
You should have left.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Omar is a minority hire for the company. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's got a few different nationalities, so you check a lot of boxes.
Checks his tons of boxes.
And most of them are fake. He lies about most of them.
Tyler, you're on KROQ now, and it is an honor to be able to say that once again, and for the first time in a long time, Kevin Ryder is on KROQ and will be on KROQ for the foreseeable future. We'll give you those details coming up because there's still a lot of confusion about that. Go ahead, Tyler.
How's it going, man? Kevin, I'm just freaking out. I heard you on the radio. I love Kevin, Klein and Alley, but you're awesome. I remember listening to you almost my whole life with my pops. I remember coming home from a Kobe Bryant game right after he first got signed from high school and listening to you and Bean and talk to Kobe Bryant. I mean, so many memories as a child. That I appreciate you, Tyler Stone, Los Angeles native. You're the best.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I think what he's saying in all of that is
that I'm old.
Is that you have been around for a long time.
A lot of people say that, and I know they mean it as a sincere compliment.
Right.
But in my head, I hear,
this old.
wow, I'm old.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you.
Or like, oh, my grandparents used to listen to you.
Right,
and you're like,
yes.
my God.
The weirdest part for us, because, you know, for me, selfishly, this is the only job I ever really wanted in the world, understandably. But it was only a job I wanted to work at KROQ because of what you had made this place, right? And whenever I tell people, oh, what do you do? I work at KROQ. They go, oh, KROQ. I used to love KROQ. Kevin and Bean, the best. And I go, well... Here's the thing.
And he was talking to me.
Yeah, I was talking to Omar. I said, God damn it, Omar, you know the situation. And I said, but we're there still. And they go, really? All right, well, I should check that out sometime. But the concept, and a lot of people were so mad about how things went that they felt like, in some ways, this place, and luckily a lot of the people that made those terrible decisions are long gone now.
Yes.
That they basically stole their best friends from them. And as a result, a lot of people really never gave us even a shot. The fact that we have anyone that listens to this show is shocking. And the fact that they felt the need to bring you back to help promote that even more gives us a sense of where we stand right now.
Here's
but
what I love. I love that they fired us, and then they immediately put you on.
Right.
And then you guys had to be funny during the pandemic.
Yeah. From our houses, for the most part.
From your
and
houses,
amidst a total S storm,
Yes.
where we looked like the villains.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean,
I
people
was
are gonna.
really angry that they treated you guys that way. I was like, put somebody else in there as a buffer. Don't just throw you guys.
Well,
We thought we were.
I think we're the buffer still.
You're the buffer.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Yeah, Kevin, if they fired us today and said, "Hey,
Nope.
you're not going to do it."
No, I haven't gotten up this early in about a year and a half.
Jesus
Sounds
Christ!
so
I don't
nice.
do anything before 11 a.m. I just tell people, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm
Yeah,
busy.
I tried to text you, throughout this a little bit. You and I chatted a bit, and more often than not, it was me just making sure that Kevin wasn't planning on coming back here to take our jobs. And he pretty much every time said, "Please don't text me before noon ever."
Wow.
But specifically, but also don't text me. Is what he
You're
said.
in that luxury, man.
I know, it's a nice luxury here. Hold on, there's so many. Every line, as you can imagine, I just want you to see the effect you have on the people. Look at that. Every single line is full here, and they don't like to pay for these phone lines.
Of course.
Let me say hi to Rebecca. Go ahead. The ladies love you. Kevin Ryder back on KROQ. He'll explain exactly why he's back on KROQ. It's not just today. It's not just yesterday. He will be here for at least a week, we believe, this time. What's up, Rebecca?
Good morning. Good morning. I just want to say welcome back.
Thank you.
I have been listening to you guys since I was in third grade, which was 1986. So thank you very much. I was not allowed to listen to KROQ when I was younger.
That's the
And
proper.
it was like a
That's the
sneaky
proper
thing.
move for parents. You shouldn't have been listening.
Whenever parents do calls, you hear kids in the back seat of the car. Well, you think like that's great, they're listening, but also what the hell's wrong with all of you?
You're a parent. Do that first.
Romeo, you're on KROQ. Good morning. Hello,
Good morning,
Romeo.
good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I just want to give Kevin his love. That I've been listening to KROQ forever, and then when they were gone, I think like LA, they were kind of unhappy the way they left. And it was funny yesterday when I heard him on the radio that he was coming back. I was taking my kids to baseball practice, and they were like, "You listen to this station?" I go, "Well, it's funny." I go, "You guys got to listen to it." But
That's a
the
great
worst.
story.
Can I just say this is the worst, and I'll tell you why. Because this guy who listened and spent time with us and found us funny was trying to get somebody, and people who don't know us or listen to, they don't care at all, and they shouldn't.
No, they don't.
So you run into two people. One of them loves us, and the other one is driven crazy by the person who loves us.
The best is when, I'm sure you've experienced this before too, but someone who listens to this show, listens to our show, listens to KROQ Lifer, stuck with us through, you and then stuck with us, saw me out, asked to take a picture, and I took a picture, and then right away I walk away and someone goes up to him and goes, "Who was that guy?" And he's like, "Oh, he's on the morning show I like." And the other person goes, "I told you he was a nobody," which is like the worst feeling you can get, because, the people that know, they care a lot, and that's why the fans of this radio station, not just radio, but KROQ specific, KROQ listeners, it's a totally different breed.
Agreed. KROQ listeners are the most unique people in the world, and they're the actual reason that this radio station is what it is, what it has been.
And they're so passionate. They feel, it's like SNL. You have to, there's all these different cast members, right? And you have your favorite cast. And in a way, Klein and I feel like we're new cast members, and we're never going to be as good as the OGs. But
Allie's the Pete Davidson.
I am.
She's a buffer.
I'm what?
The buffer.
I am part of the buffer.
So we
but
don't have funny people like Ralph on this show.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know. But it is kind of like new cast members meeting old cast members, and that's what's beautiful about this moment.
It is.
I want to let everyone have a word. You'll have a lot of chance to talk to Kevin, because Kevin's announcement, I guess, I don't want to blow. It's your announcement, so why don't you make it?
Am I announcing something?
I mean, what people want to know when they'll hear you.
I am coming back in the afternoons. I will be on from 3 to 7 every weekday.
Listen to that. Every single weekday.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Bad timing, if I could
terrible timing.
You want to do that again?
Let me do it again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Every weekday from 3 to 7.
Let's retake that announcement. Hold on. Let's set it up again. We'll edit this out. And now, the great Kevin Ryder with a big announcement.
Every weekday from 3 to 7.
No, that's my fault. That was on me. That one's on me.
I know.
Whenever
Every weekday from 3 to 7.
You'll get?
Me?
If you're wondering what you may hear, here's just some stuff you can get excited about.
And now, it's time for a moment with Kevin.
Because there's something about it that makes you
I'm
enjoy
going to turn it down just to make sure people can't see what I'm listening to. They can't hear it if they pull up to the stoplight or whatever.
That was a moment with Kevin.
You say so many things that make me feel like I'm the dumb one, that I can't figure it out, which is kind of genius how you do that.
I don't, not on purpose.
And now, it's time for a moment with Kevin.
It's not a hard one, but if you heard it, but it is the way you heard it.
That was a moment with Kevin.
Shut up, Omar.
Hey, Lindsay on KROQ. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hi, long-time listener of KROQ. I've actually spoken to Kevin like 3 times, but first time talking to Klein and Allie, so thanks for talking to me.
Sure.
I just wanted to say I heard you on the radio yesterday, and I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, what is going on here? But welcome back. We're really excited to have you, because you're a legend here in LA.
Thank you. That's
thank you very much.
Really kind.
The amount of love that people have, I think that we thought a lot of it could be covered by Shohei Ohtani, but it's thing. If you were there, excited about it, you spent a lot of months getting excited. You'll spend many more months paying off your tickets, apparently, because a lot of people this year are buying their tickets on some sort of a payment plan. And perhaps you need the next thing to get excited about. Well, good news for you. At Dodger Stadium, My Chemical Romance will be there, and we will get your ass in the pit. And those tickets will be coming up in about 5 minutes right here on KROQ, and then throughout the entire day and all week long. So be ready to call and win to give you your next concert that you're excited about. We'll get to all that coming up shortly, but first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
Maybe you're having a tough day, you're recovering from Coachella, you're recovering from 420 or Easter celebrations, or you're waking up to the sad news that the Pope has died. It's all a lot to take in. But what's important is that you have an outlet, a way to express all those feelings of sadness and negativity. And you can do what everyone else is doing, which is use those negative feelings to make fun of Katy Perry. She has become a continuous laughingstock after the Blue Origin all-female spaceflight and seemed incredibly selfish and tone-deaf when she was floating in microgravity while trying to share her set list for her upcoming Lifetimes tour. Day after day, new parody videos have been released, and now the rumor is that she is regretting the launch itself because she is struggling with the backlash. But I think what we really all know is that Katy Perry was always annoying, and she's even annoying in space. Some of the videos that were going around that people were making fun of were when they all got up in space, they did this.
1, 2, 3, take us space!
And then
the moon. You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon.
Well, that was probably what it was like.
You guys, moon!
Is that real audio from the flight?
Yeah,
or is that...
this is from the flight.
Oh, that it really is?
That's amazing.
Next will be the main parachute. So this is them landing, and as soon as they cut to their audio feed, they're just screaming.
That get pulled out.
That screaming inside the capsule.
Oh, my God. That is like my idea of hell.
I know.
My good God.
And I'm all for, female power and all that stuff, but they did all kind of seem really annoying. But
you've said women don't count, Allie. That's your quote.
They do count, but it just... Women don't count. Women don't count. It just became all so very superficial. And then when Katy Perry left the capsule, she was like, oh, I highly recommend this experience. Like, anyone's like, cool,
Sure.
yeah, I'll buy a ticket. I'll do that.
That's going to cost, what, $125,000? Is that what it's going to be? I know eventually they claim it'll be, as cheap as flying Southwest to Vegas. But for right now, that's what I
just
think
did that.
The numbers at. And yeah, so the reality is that's not something that is attainable for most people.
Yeah. And I think also because it was self-promotion of her tour and things like that, it was just kind of like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't for women, this is for you.
Well, I'll tell you, my kids are big into Katy Perry now, and they were super excited that she was going to space. Now they care about space, and they want to go to her tour, so clearly it worked on them.
Oh, I think you'd rather go to space.
I'd rather, you better believe it. I may have to go to that.
I used to love her, though.
If my kids call her a penis head, I'm in, but if not... I don't know if I can deal with that. It was
crazy talking to your daughter after the show last week because I was like, oh, yeah, she was showing me her avatar on her iPad. And I was like, oh, you kind of went with Taylor Swift. And she was like, I hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's
and I was
over
like, what?
it.
Oh, they're over it?
Oh,
yeah, she's over it. And then she was like, I hate her so much. And I love that you can't feel the middle ground about anything.
No.
It's, I hate her so much, I want her dead.
She loved her more than anything in the world 3 months ago.
Now she said, I like Sabrina Carpenter, Katy Perry, and Meghan Trainor, which I was like, what? Why are people into Katy Perry and Meghan Trainor again?
I don't know. I
it's
can't
like
figure
coming
it out.
back around like baggy jeans.
I got to start
so
spanking my
strange.
kids or something. This is not okay in my house.
And now a massive butter recall. 1,700 pounds of butter has been recalled.
Delicious.
Up until a few weeks ago, that was Jake's lunch.
I know. Easily.
Now, nearly a ton of salted butter. That's the good kind. You never buy unsalted, right?
One time accidentally I did, and that's the time I thought I had COVID. I was like, I can't even taste the butter. I got the COVID. And then I was like, oh, it's unsalted. It's all right. We can all relax.
Don't worry. I'll put a ton of salt on this.
Yeah. What a terrible decision I've made.
So according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the product is contaminated with elevated levels of coliform, which is a bacteria found in animals' digestive tracts and waste. So this has all been recalled in 7 different states. So I guess just check your butter before you eat it.
Or eat it first, and then you'll know after the fact if it was one of the bad butters. You don't want to waste perfectly good butter.
I don't know, this bacteria, too. It kind of seems like it would give you a little cleanse.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Boom.
And then just wanted to do a little recap on WrestleMania. John Cena has beat Rhodes for the 17th WWE title with help from Travis Scott, who I guess was able to travel from Coachella to WrestleMania to make an appearance. Busy weekend for him.
Busy. That's why I think he was late for his set time or something at Coachella. We got Lincoln Park for you now. Then a brand new hour of the show starts next.
show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, let's kick off this 9 o'clock hour on a Monday morning by giving you some great news. Caller 20 right now at 800-520-1067. I have for you some tickets in the pit for My Chem at Dodger Stadium. You can win them from us at 9, noon, 3, and 6. And we have a pair for you right now, and then just keep listening to KROQ all week to win your way in. It's going to be a good time. You know, this was not a great weekend for LA sports in general. Dodgers not getting the win. The Lakers getting their ass handed to them. I was at that game, and the energy got sucked out of that Crypto.com by the middle of the first quarter.
I don't know why you think I'm the mush.
I think that was more about the fact that LeBron, who didn't have any points, I mean, he finally got some points, but I think he had a scoreless first. Luka was looking great, but it seemed like he was the only guy doing anything on the court for a while, and I don't know, that game fell apart, and then there were some other losses, too, that took place over the weekend. I can't remember. An alley at the Coachella with the diapers, that
Huge
was a
loss.
Big L there, but you got Kings tonight, and hopefully Lakers turn it all around tomorrow. In the meantime, we will send you to Dodger Stadium not to watch baseball, but to watch My Chemical Romance, and I'll pick up caller 20 in a moment. And then this hour, we will talk about sports fans and a little open round of nominees for Don't Be a Dick, people that you would run into at any of the many stadiums. And we've got some great venues for sports here, but there, as you know, there are certain people that still, in the year 2025, have the power to ruin your entire experience.
Like the guy who tries to start the same chant over and over again. At the worst times.
Yeah,
and you're like, just let it go.
Yeah, there was someone sitting very close to me that kept yelling to Lakers coach JJ to pull the starters. Kept saying, pull the starters, send a message. And like, it's always interesting when someone thinks
send a message
that the coach is going to listen to one drunk person
you know what?
and be like,
he's right.
Hey, that guy up there is exactly right. Why didn't I think of that? And by the way, this was not one time. This went on for almost the entire second quarter, and then picked up again at the start of the third quarter. Pull the starters! Send a message! And I'm like, oh my good God. Like, he's not going to listen to you. And then finally, like at the end of the game, when it was garbage time, and they put in Bronny, and you could tell it's garbage time when LeBron goes out and Bronny goes in.
And you're like, God, they listen to me.
Yeah, the guy's finally like, hey, about time.
About time we gave up.
Had nothing to do with you. Let's say hi to, in Whittier, California. Good morning.
What's up, Klein?
You are caller 20.
Thank you, Klein. I love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. My wife's been a big fan since 2006. This is for her to get me out of the doghouse for never cleaning my dishes.
Nice.
All right. Hey, look, if this doesn't get you out of the doghouse for 20 years of not doing dishes, you get to send her to My Chem at Dodger Stadium, and congratulations, and thank you for starting your day with us here on KROQ. Greatly appreciate you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Klein Alley Show. Love you.
Appreciate
Wash the dishes.
Yeah, do some. He doesn't have to now. He just bought himself another 20 years.
Okay.
It's great. You'll have another chance to win those tickets.
Remember the pit?
Coming up at noon on KROQ. forget about Dodgers getting a win yesterday. It's playoff time in basketball and hockey. Then you had WrestleMania over the weekend, Dodgers playing. So it's time for sports fans to be out in full force. And for the most part, it's cool, I guess, when you see other people that are rooting for your team and you're out and about. You can high-five a stranger. It feels good when things go well. But then there are certain people that would fit in the category of dick. And as we try to save society by eliminating one dick every week, it's time for Don't Be a Dick, sports fans.
Don't be a dick.
800-520-1067. Not only will you be able to vent a little bit about the person you hate encountering at any sort of sporting event, but also you have a chance to help us save society. And that is the very least you can do. We're all in this thing together, so we'll accept your open nominees now in the category of Don't Be a Dick, sports fans. 800-520-1067 to call or text.
562, kind of just reiterating what you said, the worst type of person is the drunk person yelling at the top of their lungs when their breath smells like ass and they're also trying to push to get in front. The other one that really came on the text line quick is the seat stealers, the people who try and sit in a closer seat and they try and go, oh, I'm just going to pretend like I always was supposed to be here, and they're always kind of floating around, but they're seat stealing.
Yeah, seat stealing is cool when you are able to do it successfully, but you do feel like the entire game you're on edge, your head's on a swivel, because you know at any given moment, stolen valor, and you've taken better seats than you got, and at some point you do feel like someone's going to come up, and then you have to do that stupid thing where you act confused, and it's the world's worst acting job ever, where you're like, oh, is this not, bro? Triple Z?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Or for me, if I'm sitting in the same seat in the second half, and I'm sitting next to completely different people, I'm like, who the hell are you?
But
does
that bother you? Because some people get really upset when they know they're sitting next to seat stealers, especially if they paid good money for those tickets, and like, what did you come in from the top level, the 300s?
It does kind of bug me.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why would that bother? I would feel like you as an El Cheapo would appreciate a good seat stealer.
I'm just mad I didn't steal it first.
That's why you're upset. Valerie on KROQ, 800-520-1067. Don't be a dick, sports fans. What you got for us?
Don't be a dick on hating on amazing professional players, especially players like Kobe Bryant, who did amazing things for basketball, and now everybody's like, oh, why is everybody still loving on Kobe? Why do we have to have all these statues? I hate dicks who can't appreciate amazing athletes.
Yeah, I think we need more statues. I'm not going to be happy.
You can't appreciate a bad statue.
Yeah, I think that it's fun. Listen, LeBron, a lot of people, especially when LeBron plays bad or plays lazy, there's a lot of you suck, which, you know, he's one of the greats, regardless of how you feel about him.
Of course, yeah. You have to respect the greats even if they didn't play for
I feel
your
like
team.
whenever they'd put images of Kobe up on the Jumbotron at the game, he still gets almost more applause than anyone that's actually on the court currently playing.
Yeah, I know.
And I had to break
Rightly so.
I had to break the sad news to my daughter because I took her to her first ever Laker game, and she was so excited. And she said, you know, she loved basketball, and she's like, I can't wait to see Luka, I can't wait to see LeBron, and I can't wait to see Kobe. And I had to let her know that she would see two of those three people. But the nice thing is they show Kobe enough on the Jumbotron, like images and stuff, that she, I think, thinks she saw him there as well.
Why wouldn't you just tell her?
I don't want to break. I don't want to break the news.
You don't want to have her feel
Have
like
Vanessa do it.
Yeah, I'll have Vanessa do it when she gets back from her cruise.
Why can't you just explain that he's not alive? Then she's going to go to school and say, I saw Kobe, and some other kid is going to be like, no, you didn't, Kobe's dead. And then she's going to run home crying, and it's your fault.
Maybe, but...
And then you're the dick.
Better that kid tell her than me.
No, it's not.
I don't want to shatter her dreams. I think she thinks she saw... Like, she's probably going to school today to be like, I saw LeBron and Kobe and Luka. And maybe someone tells her Kobe wasn't there playing, but in some ways, he's always there playing, right?
818, my Don't Be a Dick is the fan that stands the entire time and blocks you from watching. And 909 wanted to vote for the guy who, right at the beginning, obviously has a big loss in gambling.
Oh, I know that guy.
And then is very upset through the entire thing and is just hanging his head in shame, and he sucks all the energy out of the crowd.
Well, the best is there was someone right next to me that was talking about how they had the first quarter over. They're like, I got a lot on the first quarter over. It's going to be a big shootout.
It was pretty low scoring.
Yeah,
game,
the first quarter was really low scoring. And the guy you knew he lost, and then you kind of couldn't even look in his general direction anymore because he told you what was going on. Tiffany on KROQ, it's Don't Be a Dick, sports fans. What do you got for us?
Hi, I hate when fans, I'm 5'3", I hate when fans insist on standing the entire time, even when there's nothing happening.
Yeah, well, a lot of people argue that you're not a real fan if you ever sit down, and that real fans would stand. But the other interesting nominee that came through quite a bit on the text line is the people that bring their own signs, which blocks potentially many more people because they're hoping for that TV glory or they want that Jumbotron moment. So the sign stays up. And everyone knows there's a time when that goes. Like there's a lot of TV timeouts when you're at a sporting event. There's no shortage of time when they're going to dance cam. And that's the other thing is the person that really wants to be featured on dance cam because they are really going to town hoping. And when they don't get on dance cam, there's nothing sadder than when they finally cut away from the 15th person and then they're back to the action and that person's like, man, they skipped me again. I'll get on next time.
Or what about the opposite where it's like the kid who doesn't care about anything and they like put the camera on him like, come on, look up and do something and just cannot be bothered with it. It's like, come on, dude, get into it. You're not too cool for this.
Don't be a dick. Sports fans, Ali pointed out, person's constantly trying to get a chant going, can't do it. Person that can't figure out how the wave works, that seems like a throwback. I don't even do that.
323, my don't be a dick is the fans that leave before the game ends.
So this is what my biggest frustrating bone, as you know, I'm a big fan of leaving all things early. And it doesn't matter if it's a concert, it doesn't matter if it's a sporting event, I will always try to leave early. I could not leave the Lakers game early on Saturday, even though that would have made perfect sense, because starting at about the middle of the third quarter, everyone started leaving early. Like it was
wow, it was that bad?
I would say into the Lakers had a bit of a run kind of at the end of the third, and then everyone's like, oh, they almost got it within 10 again. They were down by 30 at one point.
Oh, my God.
It was really bad. And then but then people started leaving early, and then I was like, that's my move. And once that's everyone's move, I couldn't do it because I didn't want to be one of those guys that's like leaves early. So I ended up being like the last person to leave. I ended up sitting.
Hey, at least you didn't have any traffic.
Wrong. Still had the traffic.
562, I nominate the guy who wears a jersey for a team that's not even playing.
That is so annoying. that one actually is a great, and I don't care if it's I actually like it when you see a random player, like a random, like
even a player for a team, like the player, but the jersey for a different team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, I know.
But this is like they're getting an example of a guy wearing a Dodger jersey at an Angel game when they're not playing the Dodgers.
Becky, give me the final word. Don't be a dick, sports fans. We must move on. What's up?
I hate those sports fans that stand in the stands and try and coach like they know more than
go to your spot. They yell at the players. Hey, go to your spot.
Yeah. Or they try and tell the person next to them what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, let me explain to you what this is. And it's like, but let's just watch together.
There's no shortage of sports to enjoy right now. Just don't be a dick. Listen to all these people, all these nominees, very valuable. And remember this, if you're any of these people or know these people, pass along today's podcast so they can hear for themselves what they should not be. Quick break, back with more show now.
My Chemical Romance finally announced what they have been teasing.
They're believed to be heading out on a headlining tour.
It is a 2025 tour for the Black Parade.
The Black Parade is also the name of our alter ego on this record. This was a really difficult record to make.
It became the defining album of their career, and for some, the defining album of an entire movement, an entire period of musical history.
Nothing poignant to say, just holy.
It's the KROQ Fit Parade. Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance. Listen to 9 and 3 and 6 to see them on their long-lived The Black Parade North American Tour. July 26th or 27th at Dodger Stadium. Night 1, sold out. Night 2 on sale now. Courtesy of Live Nation.
Hey, this is Gerard, and this is Frank from My Chemical Romance. Win tickets all this week.
Win tickets in the pit to My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance and KROQ.
Yeah.
Not. It's still for you.
It's too much.
Yeah.
You feel like I know how excited people should be by me.
Right.
And it's not that much.
Yeah.
You know? Like, maybe they should like me. Okay, I'm likable. But
you don't sell yourself short. You're in the Hall of Fame of radio. There is no greater Hall of Fame to be in than the Hall of Fame of radio. And you're in there, I think, a couple of times. I think you're in aren't you in multiple radio?
Two, yes.
2 different Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and when I started, I didn't even know there was a Hall of Fame, let alone want to be in it.
Yeah. I mean, but what a moment that you're accepting an award like that and going, hey, maybe I don't deserve this. But you always kind of have imposter syndrome in this job.
1,000% imposter syndrome.
Bobby, we're going to give you the final word. Kevin Ryder will be here. You'll be able to talk to him as soon as this afternoon. Are you going home between this and when you go or no?
I don't know.
Oh, he may just stick around.
Come on, that far. Snap time soon.
Bobby, go ahead.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back, Kevin.
Thanks, Bobby.
Real quick RIP to Val Kilmer. But my question is, how?
Wow. Just a quick RIP.
Wow. Seems like a weird time to put in a tribute.
All right.
Shout out the Iceman. Go ahead.
Yeah, how else did you make it back after them letting you go like this? Like, what was the process for you to heal or to forgive? Because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with you. You're a better guy than I am.
That's questionable, but I always knew that my time at this radio station would end. Nobody thinks they're going to work forever at any radio station. Mm-hmm. The problem that I had was the support staff that was treated very, very poorly. Like, that was harder for me than it was on myself. Mm-hmm. Because by the time I got fired, I was incredibly tired and you could attest, just the hours alone, without doing the job, just the hours alone suck.
Terrible.
They kill you slowly.
Every day.
But it was really difficult with the way they treated everybody except for Omar, the trader.
Yeah, the trader. Well, he's got dirt on everyone. So
and those people are gone.
Yeah.
From the company.
Yeah, the bad people, and there were no shortage of bad people.
There was a purging.
They're all out. So It's so nice because this does really feel like the rebirth of the radio station, the rebirth of KROQ, and to have Kevin Ryder back on the team. It really means that anything is possible. Ali, you want to play that final call here, and then we'll get out of here and get into... We've skipped all the music. We've missed everything we were supposed to do, but it was worth it because we got a chance to talk to Kevin Ryder. Go ahead. You're on with the great Kevin Ryder.
Yo, I can't believe I'm hearing the real Kevin Ryder on KROQ. As my headlights exploded yesterday. I thought it was some kind of a joke, but it's real. You're here. And you're here with Klein Alley Show. And look, I grew up listening to Kevin and Bean. I swore I would never listen to another morning show. It was so messed up the way that you left KROQ. It was not right. And now, I found myself listening to Klein Alley Show, and I gotta admit, Kevin, I liked them. And I'm on the live stream right now. I am seeing the old KROQ blended with the new KROQ. It's like, it's like this Kuba moment. My current self and my childhood self are like having a radio orgasm right now.
That's graphic.
And I know these guys are weird. Sometimes they say some weird stuff. Don't be put off. They're good people. Actually, they're probably not good people, but they're real people and they're funny. And yes, Ali has a weird long neck.
Okay.
And Klein
they're people.
Makes some really insensitive jokes. And
super.
They probably should have been sued by now. But I hope that as a KROQ legend, you can give them your blessing.
Okay.
They're trying hard over here.
Okay. Thank you. Shut up.
I love you, Kevin.
We all love Kevin Ryder. Okay, great. Welcome back to KROQ.
I don't know what we accomplished.
From the
I'm
absolute
happy to be here.
Bottom of our heart. Seriously, thank you for being here, Kevin Ryder. A great article just dropped today in Variety that announces you are officially back, have a better contract than we do, so we're super jealous.
I do.
Yeah. Pre-record this from home.
We will continue this after this quick break, and then every afternoon for the foreseeable future, 3 to 7, the great Kevin Ryder on KROQ as the good Lord intended. Quick break, back with more next. Thanks, Kevin. Imagine being at Coachella, buying your first piece of band merch, and immediately when you turn around, it's Allie giving you a little "Do you know the band" on your shirt. The shirt you just purchased a moment ago. That's exactly what happened over the weekend. And Allie meets a guy who just bought a Green Day shirt. But will he know anything about the band on the shirt he just purchased? If you'd like to play the game with us, win yourself a prize and some bragging rights, give us a call now, 800-520-1067. That band right there is probably responsible for more T-shirts that people know nothing about the band on than any other band, perhaps.
Oh, yes. And I saw bands, I saw a lot of people wearing Nirvana shirts at Coachella.
I would imagine.
Which is kind of strange. Wouldn't you agree?
It doesn't really matter anymore what genre of music, what show you're at. You will see Nirvana shirts anywhere you go. That should be the new game. Will we go somewhere with a crowd of more than 10 people and not see a Nirvana shirt? Mm-hmm. But less and less people know anything about the band, which is why we approach. And Allie was camped out at the merch tent, to ask people. Once again, I'm still confused as to what Johnny was doing at Coachella, because you were out there giving away all the diapers.
Let it go, man.
And you were out there doing
This is not going to go anywhere, man. And I'm just going to get pissed off. Let's not go here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm just.
Thank you.
Seemed like all
Thank
this,
you.
all
Nope.
this,
Nope.
all
Let's
this
just
audio
move on.
is Allie talking to
Let's
people.
just move on.
Allie's giving audio and video, and Johnny was there too, but I don't know what he was doing there. I can't figure out what he did.
Oh, he got eye drops.
He was at the first aid tent. Apparently, I mean, every bit of audio I've gone through today, it's Allie and people. Johnny was there too, I think.
He found
Allie
a video.
put in work.
Allie was working.
I was working all
She
the
was
time.
like her and Missy Elliott work. I'm not going to go into it, but
I'm not going to go.
I'm not going to go into it. It's going to fire up Omar.
Yep.
All right, let's get into Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt. Once again, this is a guy that just waited in line at the merch tent, got himself a Green Day shirt, and then, boom, Allie pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but you know what? This guy I talked to after I talked to a 13-year-old boy who was also just buying a Green Day shirt.
Yeah, and he knew everything.
He was there with his mom.
Right.
And he knew absolutely everything about them.
Yeah, well, here we go. It's time for an exciting round of Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt, Coachella edition.
Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt?
It says like Sublime or like Sublime or something like that.
In a moment, going to pick up one of you on the phone to play the game with us. This is the person that Ali approached just after buying his first merch.
I'm with KROQ, the radio station. Did you just buy some Green Day merch?
Yes, I did.
And your name?
It's Mandeep.
All right. Are you a big Green Day fan?
Of their music, yes.
And do you have any other Green Day merch other than the merch you just bought?
No, this is the only merch.
So this is an interesting indication. This is the first time. It's not like the guy's got a collection. That would all be intel that the guy's been, if he said, I've seen Green Day 47 times on tour. I got all the stuff. His first purchase, first Green Day merch ever. And he's a fan. You said, are you a fan? He said, of the music, yes.
Yes.
Which is weird.
He also probably thought to himself, well, I'm about to see Green Day in about an hour or two. Everyone has Green Day stuff on, and I don't. So I need to be able to watch them while wearing their merch.
All right. Let's say hi to Rachel, who would like a chance to play the... Oh, sorry. This is Erica. Sorry about that, Rachel. We'll get to you if Erica doesn't work out. Hi, Erica. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt. If you're familiar with the game, you need to get 2 out of 3 correct. All you have to do, you don't need to know the answers. You just got to predict whether or not the person that just purchased a Green Day shirt will know the answers to these very simple questions. Questions that Ali would argue, most people would argue, if you've even heard Green Day twice on KROQ, you would be able to answer these questions.
Yeah, I didn't really get creative with the questions. It was just the basics.
Here we go. Here's question number 1. All you got to do is get 2 out of 3 predicted correctly, and you will win.
This is a little test from KROQ. Do you know the band on your shirt? Can you name the lead singer of Green Day?
All right, first question is a simple one. Can you name the lead singer, Billy Joe Armstrong? I mean, there's a lot of ways. Well-known lead singer, but I could understand if you're just a casual fan, maybe you wouldn't put all that together. You'd recognize him probably, but it's not what I think. This guy, come on, he just bought his first piece of Green Day merch. Will he know the answer to this question? Erica.
I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to say yes.
All right. She says yes. I hope you're right. If you are, the game gets easy. If you got the first one wrong, it's very difficult. Here we go.
Can you name the lead singer of Green Day?
I'm going blank right now. Oh my god.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Sorry.
I don't know.
That is not a correct answer and a terrible way for you to start the game. Now you have to get the next 2 right, or we have to give your prize to someone else. He was unable to give you anything. No Billy, no Joe, no Armstrong.
I was even like, take any guess. He just said, I have no idea.
Question number 2. Once again, this guy's at Coachella, fresh off of the merch line with his first piece of Green Day merch, and here we go.
Can you name one song by Green Day?
Okay, now this guy...
This is the easiest question of all.
Coachella is a weird place, though, because a lot of times when Jake approaches people for Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt, it's just out and about in the real world. But this guy's at Coachella, and he may be there because he wanted to see someone else altogether. Maybe he's a Post Malone guy. Maybe he's a Lady Gaga guy. Maybe he just saw the Green Day shirt and liked the shirt because it had a funny picture on it.
He's a fan of their music.
But he did say he's a fan of their music, so can he name one song, even one Green Day song? They've got many to pick from, but what do you think, Erica?
I'm going to say yes again because he said he was a fan of the music.
All right. Okay. If you got this wrong, I have no faith in humanity. So here we go. Do you know the band on your shirt? Here's question 2.
Can you name one song by Green Day?
Good Riddance.
There you go.
I don't know if he was telling Ellie to leave him alone when he said that, or if that was his actual guess. He could have just said...
I walked away after this.
Good riddance. That is a correct answer. We will give you the point on that.
I helped him remember.
So it comes down to this now. The final question, do you know the band on your shirt, the Green Day Coachella edition?
Finish this lyric. I walk these empty streets.
Okay, so finish the lyric.
Yes.
Yes, and why don't you finish? Why don't you finish the lyric just so we can prove that you know something about Green Day as well? Go ahead. I walk these empty streets.
On the boulevard of broken dreams.
All right, on the boulevard of broken dreams. Can I just ask before we play the audio? She says he will know this. Are we accepting any variation of that, or does it have to be exact? It's pretty simple. It should be exact, right?
I think so, just because it's a very short lyric.
All right, on the boulevard.
It's not like it's wordy.
All right, here we go. You say he will know this, correct?
Yes.
All right, I hope you're right. Here we go.
I walk these empty streets.
Down the streets of Broken Boulevard.
Down the streets of Broken Boulevard.
Down the streets of Broken Boulevard.
Oh, man, that
would be a terrible song.
Not right, and unfortunately, you put in a good effort, and you were half right, but we cannot make you a winner, Erica. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Talk about a boulevard of broken. What did he say? I want to say his line exactly.
On the streets of Broken.
Down the streets of Broken Boulevard.
We're going to send you down the streets of Broken Boulevard. You did not get that
down
right.
There.
So
Get down the street.
He did not know. But
do you want to see the entire show uninterrupted?
Yes.
He got that right. And Allie decided
yes, please leave.
At the very at the very least, she could offer him a Klein Alley Show branded diaper.
I just want to give you something as a little gift from Klein Alley Show on K-Rock. These are rock pants. So if you have to pee during the show and you don't want to wait in line for the bathroom, you just go right into this big adult diaper. You okay with that?
Cool, sure.
All right, here you go. Here's your Klein Alley Show branded adult diaper.
Really
Those
excited.
are rock pants official from us to you so you can truly enjoy Green Day.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
He seemed like he was very excited. Went there for a shirt, left with a diaper.
It really is a Broken Boulevard, isn't it?
Sure is. And this is another Coachella artist for you. And they put on a hell of a show, by the way. I was locked in on watching Jimmy Eat World. So take a listen to this as we wrap up today's show. We'll come back with your takeaways next. Show. We're about to get out of here. We'll take some takeaways from today's show. Covered a lot of ground all week long. Remember, you'll have lots of stuff to win from us. Continuing tomorrow, we'll get you into Pizza City Fest, happening at LA Live this weekend. All the best pizza places in Southern California. I'll be hosting it on Sunday, but the event's going to be happening all weekend, and it's all you can eat, unlimited, from some of the best pizza places in all of SoCal. LA is a very exciting pizza city now. It was not always that way, but it is. So if you love pizza or just hanging out, drinking, we'll see you on Saturday and Sunday for that. And then, of course, we have more of those MyChem tickets coming up. You'll have another chance to win a pair of tickets at noon with Megan Holiday, who is in for Nicole Alvarez after us today. So 40 minutes nonstop K-Rock, plus that Megan Holiday surprise. Let's do some takeaways from today's show, and then we will officially get the hell out of here. Takeaways, what do we got?
Klein and Allie, you guys are fucking assholes.
Thank you. It's a great takeaway. Appreciate that.
That is a great takeaway. All right, 909, my takeaway is if you want a Klein Alley Show shirt, make it yourself.
Yeah, that guy seemed to understand. He was one beer away and a T-shirt press away from making his own Klein Alley Show merch, and I love it. If you make your own merch to support the show, please take a picture, tag us in it. You better believe we appreciate it. Thank you in advance.
208, my takeaway is Andrew Lincoln was that bitch.
Andrew Lincoln, that's some history you probably forgot. Was that batch?
818, my takeaway is Lamborghinis in Italy are like the Mazda of Italy.
Yep.
818, my takeaway is oh no, I already did that one. Let's see. 909, the throat goat was at Coachella. 213, pot.
Mm-hmm.
And 559, my takeaway is when in doubt, photosynthesis.
Yeah, when in doubt, just say that and people will instantly think you're way smarter. You got a takeaway from today's show, Jake the Nerd?
Yeah, we're taking out space.
Taking up space. DJ
Take up space!
Omar Khan, you got a takeaway today's show?
My takeaway is that Coda's a man.
Coda is a man, regardless when in doubt. Coda's a man. Allie, got a takeaway?
My takeaway is it's time for a moment of silence for Klein's bad joke.
Yeah, let's go ahead and turn the mics down for that moment of silence. Here we go. All right, Omar, take us out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
They feel that they feel that
Klein Alley Show.
The World Famous KROQ.
The Stanley Cup.